Alright, I think we're good. So, yeah. I just wanted to say for the record that I disavow the very clear audio splicing that was done to make me appear as though I didn't support our greatest ally in the world. Just in case anybody wanted to know, I love Donald Trump. I love Netanyahu. I love the ADL, and I love the Southern Poverty Law Center. Oh, and the ZOA, Martin Klein and the Zionist Organization of America, big fan. Big fan. Never stop talking, I see. Oh, I stopped talking. Alright, so let's bring up some audio here. I took away one of the screen captures. Maybe it will run a little more smoothly. But let's listen to California. Let's see what's going on over here. We'll bring up some stuff from Breaking 911. Also had this clip that somebody sent me that that did cause the stream to crash, but I think it was overloaded, the video encoder. So what can you do? You live and you learn. Okay, so we'll mute that. Let's check out Washington, D.C. Patch the audio through Washington. Nothing going on at the moment, but he is very smart. Very, very smart. He speaks fast. Imagine how it would come off if he was fast and loud. Wouldn't that be something? You guys been seeing yet again today, Hulk Hogan just tweeted out HH. Just went ahead and
Are you guys part of the protest?
for the second time.
There are cops on bikes.
Alright, looks like everything's coming through. Looks still going at like 26 frames per second. Maybe I can... Hold on a second. I can quit out of that. I can quit out of that. Pause that. And we can pop out chat.
Yes. Watch. I need to find an exit strategy. Think about it. I need to find an exit strategy.
Whoa, guys. Okay, there we go. Thought it was gonna crash again.
I don't want to let y'all know.
So cool. I will tell, we've never even entertained something anti here. We're not anti everything. We're pro everything. Don't we all, man? Don't we all? We'll get that free trip eventually. I'm just looking to get my wings. Pro Antifa? Well, I mean pro peaceless. Peaceful protesters.
I done been through this. Watch. All 5K of y'all guys watch. I'll be smoking, bro.
Alright, I'll bring up stuff on Twitter here in a minute. Alright, tear gas in Iowa City Facebook live stream. I set up a throwaway Facebook account, and I don't know how to find the live streams. I did look, by the way. I did try. See if anything comes up on YouTube. There might be somebody restreaming it. I have it open still because it's still open from when I had to restart my computer. I'll bring it up here in a second.
It's actually a little better to be alone because they're trying to arrest the big group as a mass. Neat. I
Oh.
don't really look like I'm on too much.
Had to reset the window.
They're all together protesting.
All right, we have this clip right here.
What happened 2 days ago? That's the divide and conquer method. Everybody swung down on all the niggas.
Let me go ahead and
Watch.
turn the audio off. Let's give it a shot.
It was send a huge message. We just march with us. March the whole round with us. March you and your men. Y'all protect us. Protect us. Y'all march with us. March around like we just did. Do that march with us. Y'all stand beside us. You know you don't because you the protector. So if you can't patrol yourself. If it's you that's supposed to be patrolling us, then walk with us.
I'm also protecting some of these businesses.
Okay. Okay.
Well, can you do me a favor? Can you do me a favor? Can you take a kneel? Can you take a kneel?
I don't know. It ain't enough for me.
Let me see.
It ain't enough for me.
Bend the knee, coward. Bend the knee. They're gonna save us from them. He should have said, "Ma'am, we're here to protect them from you." Bend the knee, you coward. Bend the knee. Bend the knee. Kneel before Zod. I think it's kneel before jog is what you were looking for. Oh, that's not even an isolated incident, by the way. Across the nation, police, not even just police, but there are numerous clips of police getting on their knees in submission. But more than that, in the protest, white people being demanded to get on their knees in front of the protesters, you know, in front of some crazy maniac with a brick in his hand who insists that he's definitely not going to do anything. You have to trust him. Wink, wink. And every last one of them, bending the knee. Shameful. Absolutely shameful. God forbid anyone have the backbone to go, no, I'm not doing this. Radio Rune with $1.99. Thanks for streaming on my birthday, bro. Happy birthday, man. Mine's coming up. It's a fellow Gemini. So, cheers, man. All right, looks like the Washington one went down. Let's see if I can find one of the ones in Iowa. Yeah, man, we're learning about racism. Apparently the Sturgis motorcycle rally is going on right now. There's a live stream from there. It's in well, it doesn't look like anything's going on there. So nothing else is coming up for Iowa. Bring up the audio for the Hollywood protest. We're learning that we're evil, always. Can you explain Donald's new tweet just now? Should we take a look, chat? Is it a banger? Here, I'll bring... This is a multi-stream, but it does have a bunch on stream, so... There's a lot going on, but somebody said that the Iowa protest is up on that one. So let's mute that, and let's bring up that one. And bring up that. Yeah, there's no way we can tell what's going on at all in those. We'll see if we can find something else. Washington, D.C. Seattle, Washington. Let's check out Seattle, Washington. Are there any deaths tonight? I should put a death counter up. I really should. Okay, so I don't know what's going on over in Seattle, but let's check that out there. They're hollering a bit.
This is in Capitol Hill in Seattle, Washington. It's my understanding we have Seattle Police Department, we have the National Guard, and I believe we have Washington State Troopers as well.
are. Do we even know how many have died? We know that more people have died than innocent black men shot by the police in the entirety of 2019. Even Charlie Kirk. Even, we could bring that clip up. Even Charlie fucking Kirk came out and was fucking Fed posting. No, here's the thing though. At the end of the day, as frustrating as this is to watch, they're serving as they're acting against their own interests by acting like this. Yet Charlie Kirk got red-pilled by this. Charlie Kirk is gross. Charlie Kirk will say the 14 words. Small face Charlie. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he'll say the 14 words, but I think he's starting to understand what they might mean. Let me go grab the right drink. I got myself my Dr. Pepper. It's the wrong one. I'll be back. Oh, the mute. Sorry, I thought I was muted. I'm shaking my drink. Sorry about that. You guys wanted herd immunity, right? Oh, there you go. There you go. Even normie ass people, though. I was talking to the guy at the gas station. He goes, you know something, though? It's really cool to be able to go into a bank with a fucking mask on all the time. So there's that. Better a drink than pills. No, that was ice. That was, I put way too much flavor in this. This is supposed to be, pomegranate raspberry Red Bull. Just need to stir it up a little more. It's still pretty sugary, for fuck's sake. I haven't watched you wild seriously in a year. Is this the 4chanization ironic, friend? Is the 4chanization ironic? Everything's ironic, folks. Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? No, I haven't gone to any of the... Like, since they switched over from the other servers, I have not gone to that website. I have no plans on doing so. Just, it feels, right? Like, I don't have any information, right? But my intuition tells me that is a fucking honeypot. Avoid that shit. Thanks for finding these streams wild. Hey, you're welcome, man. It's a nice little... Like I said, I call it a special event. We probably won't be doing a lot of these streams, but hopefully this won't be going on for too much longer. It's all shills wild. Yeah, absolutely. That doesn't surprise me at all. It felt pretty full to the brim with shills before, so yeah, I don't really browse any forums or anything anymore. I just do my own thing, play some video. I've been playing Final Fantasy VI Brave New World. I'm at the very end of the game. I have to fight the Kaiser Dragon, and it's really difficult. I haven't... Like, it's a puzzle. In this one, it's a ROM hack of the original. It rebalances the game, does a bunch of really, really interesting stuff. And this boss fight's probably about an hour. Maybe 2. It's going to be a long fight. So, yeah, weeb. At least a weeb with good taste. I don't watch a whole lot of anime, though. I will say, I think I was listening to the, I don't know what it was called, but the Godwinson and Leo Pirate secret recording they came out with. Gotta love the internet. Gotta love the internet. But, the one takeaway I got from it is Godwinson has great taste in video games. He brought up Skies of Arcadia on the Dreamcast. Like, fuck, that's a good one. I haven't heard of that one in a minute. I loved that game. And then Final Fantasy VI and said, okay, bud, I see you're a cultured gentleman. A cultured gentleman. You sound like Leo Pirate. You know, I don't take that as an insult necessarily.
And if you don't know anything about Calendars Park, there is a
He actually plays Assassin's Creed. Some of the Assassin's Creed are pretty good. It's like every other Assassin's Creed is pretty decent. I really liked Origins, and I did not like the Greek one they came out with. It was too much. Xenogears best RPG. That's how. That's where the name of the channel came from. I was in the middle of playing Xenogears, and I had to just pick something. You know, it was going to be a throwaway channel I didn't ever expect to come back to. So hey, that'll work. We'll just run with that, and you know, the rest, as they say, is internet lore. Who is Leo the Pirate? It's a long story. He's a fella that was involved in BYBS, Gamergate, which I have little information about. Like, I don't really know much about Gamergate, except for how much people who were involved in it are just ashamed of it. Like, for whatever reason, chat, I don't know exactly. I can't speak for it, but the way it comes off to me as an observer is that it was like the gangbang that no one wants to admit they attended. Right? They're all ashamed of Gamergate, every last one of them. If anybody who's involved in Gamergate, you bring it up, it's just a sigh, like a bad marriage. Outer Worlds, I played that when it came out. I was disappointed there wasn't more, but it doesn't do anything new. But all of the things that Outer Worlds does, it does well. There was a guy, I forget his name, but there was a guy who did like a really good video about it, the Outer Worlds. Yeah, I wasn't around during Gamergate. I'm glad I wasn't. Alright, let's see what we have here. That last one just crashed. To be fair, that person, it's Mosh Pit, his streams keep crashing, like more often than mine do. So that one's Hollywood. Colorado Springs. Let's check out Colorado Springs. Let's switch the audio over to the people, you know, dancing around in the streets. This isn't the rhythm of the night, you assholes. So that's in Hollywood. Shocker, I know. I can see all of you are very surprised by that. Oh, hey, I can utilize all of this screen here and not have to keep switching from the different videos.
They said Floyd would be so proud. We got the, it's about to get down.
There we go.
It's about to get down. There we go.
And let's bring up.
Smell that? Is that incense? No, that's incense and sage. Oh, it's sage?
This video feed is
Yeah, it's just incense and sage.
Colorado Springs.
Yeah. They should. Are you from Hollywood? Where are you from? Australia.
There we are.
Are you about to bust a move? Come on.
You're good. Now it's a dance off. Yeah, medical experts are also telling us that when we have sex, we have to wear masks. Medical experts, you know. If you want to go out and riot, that's fine. You know, go hang out and congregate in mass amounts to protest, unless it's against the lockdown. That's not allowed. But if you want to burn down the city, you're good. You don't even have to wear a mask. The archive doing, man.
My skateboard's over here. Let's go double check on it. Make sure it's still there. Yeah, it's still there.
So how long do you guys think it's going to be before Trump brings up that, you know, black unemployment's lower than it's ever been, and, you know, the economy's doing great and it's all his fault? You know, that's a great thing. Don't you love people that whenever something good happens, they take credit for it, but whenever something bad happens, they blame it on somebody else?
I'm gonna go grab my skateboard. I want to make sure I don't lose my
Oh yeah, let's bring up that tweet.
These were just protests.
Earl Pipes. I saw Leo Pirate playing Tekken during his Fuentes Catboy streams. Why is he saying he doesn't play video games now? Oh, because he was trying to op Godwinson. It's the lamest thing. That's just how people do shit on the internet now, I guess.
Here they come. Here they come.
Oh god, here we go.
Mike, they're coming right now.
So I have this for you guys here. Attorney General Barr threatening to release Antifa communications to show which elites and politicians played a role in coordinating these riots. Dude, don't threaten to do this, man. That's how you know he doesn't have the goods. If he had the goods, he would drop it immediately. Donald Trump Jr., just do it. And then Donald Trump, yes! So somebody sent this to me, asked me to bring it up on screen. All bark and no bite. That would be my take. We'll see. We'll fucking see. We already know who deals with Antifa because a lot of them openly apologize for them on the regular.
Yeah. Yep. Yes.
Oh no.
Susanna? Okay. Hit me up, Susanna.
Holy shit, we have a Fed podcast. Did you guys know this? I didn't know this. It's the Fedcast with Mark Collette, No White Guilt, and Emily Yukas. To be fair, I kind of like Mark Collette. I wish he wasn't just a one-note pony. Every time I've seen him, he always says basically the same thing. He's well informed on the things he talks about, or the thing he talks about, rather.
Yeah, they are. But you can't go.
So I won't lie. I kind of like Mark Collette. I kind of like Emily Yukas. Not a fan of No White Guilt. He just rubs me the wrong way. There's something about him that just screams desk employee. But anyway, I saw that somebody sent this to me just a minute ago. Patriotic Weekly Review, June 3rd, 2020. No White Guilt is credited as saying, "It's spreading beyond the borders of the city. No flag is going to be raised," and put an end to this. Let's see what they have to say. Mute that, and let's bring this up here.
And no, none of our people are going to rise up and say, well, they're going to start fighting for Western kind if we continue to live inside of the anti-white narrative, because they will continue to think about the world in the terms of that the anti-whites have set, which means that they're going to have to get on their knees and apologize. And now that we have anti-whites in positions of authority, now that we have them as police chiefs, now that we have them as
yeah, I was thinking the same thing actually. I'll change it up here in a minute.
County councils and things like this. We have them siding with the rest of the anti-whites in the streets, with the malefactor anti-whites in the streets, the destroyers. So the destroyers are not only in the streets, ready to come into your home, ready to burn down your civilization, ready to target the daughters of the revolution and all of these sorts of historical documents and set them alight. But we also have the highly educated lawyers and the like throwing Molotov cocktails at police officers being murdered. And what's happening? What are the white people seeing in the United States? We're seeing a government that where there are white people who give a damn, they're giving a damn within inside of the anti-white narrative, and so therefore they cannot think in a way that will end up in a conclusion that benefits us, that secures our well-being. Every one of our cities is afflicted this way, and it's spreading beyond the borders of the cities. No flag is going to be raised and put an end to this. Nobody is going to step up and say enough is enough, as long as we're thinking that, yeah, we did slavery, but we shouldn't have, and now it's over, it's in the past. Everybody did slavery. When they say in their arguments out in the streets that we're doing this because of, and then they name systemic racism, you cannot be inside of their story and defend that. You cannot be on the side of inside of their story and push back against that. So no, nothing is going to get better. It's going to get a lot worse until people go free.
All right, and that's the clip that was sent to me a minute ago. I saw some people saying he didn't pass the Mama JF smell test. That is true. He wanted to be spiritual leader. All right, a document. I'll have to take a look at that in a minute. Okay, yeah, somebody sent me the article. George Floyd had tested positive for COVID. That's absurd. What are the chances, folks? What are the chances that everybody in Minneapolis gets the gift? So I'll turn the volume back on.
Good job, guys. Stay safe.
The Colorado Springs stream.
Oh.
Stream bot is down. You're right. Let me fix that.
You go ahead and.
I had to restart my PC, so I forgot to reopen it.
Just because you know how it is down here. Yeah. All right, guys.
All right, let's switch up the Hollywood stream.
Oh, bouncer
See if it's worthy of following. It doesn't really look like it.
For being in here.
Just walking through the streets. How about LA? Let's check out LA.
Right, that's the idea, Otto. They're more concerned about the protesters coming towards the police department than being out in the streets peacefully protesting, I believe. But don't quote me on that. Because they've shown up across town by Acacia Park.
All right, it should be working now.
Riot gear for
finding
what I assume
New York
was an
City
overdose.
stream. Yeah, let's
They
see what
were
we can find.
calling for Narcan. I don't know.
How dare you?
Taiwan #1.
Let's see here. Thank you all for jumping in here. Kiowa and Wasatch, 120 people. Let's see here. Kiowa and Wasatch will be over to my right. So I'll go over
Okay,
there.
so this, I'm going to switch the LA stream over to Portland. I know I just switched it over, but it looks like there might be something more going on over there. And of course, it's a restream.
We'll cut down the alley over here. Yeah, we're downtown Colorado Springs. I just wanted to show you what the police department looked like right now. And since I can't switch over to a different screen, you guys had to just watch me run down and get over there.
We must secure the
We'll see if we can find something else.
future for white children.
This one's just a mess. Alright, Colorado Springs might be dropping right now. I'll go ahead and reload that. And this one is Seattle, Washington, over in LA. So Colorado Springs, I went ahead and refreshed. No, this is Colorado Springs. No, Seattle, Washington. Okay.
On the motorcycle and used the megaphone speech reading off of his phone. That was radically mediocre. Yes, I'm headed towards City Hall.
Just,
Maybe whatever.
Keep in mind, we just saw something real interesting.
Alright, we'll switch back over to the guy who was talking. A little bit more intelligible. And let me fix the label.
Pretty much pumped, but I'm not going to speculate as to what happened. I saw the skirmish happen, you know, after the fact, you know what I mean? There's lots of people in between. Oh, Caleb, you sure brainwashed my friend.
How did the Reading protest go? Well, I didn't go, but
Friday night.
I haven't heard anything. I'm assuming that nothing happened. It was mostly a social media photo op.
There's some cop over there and some blacked out vehicles just posted up. Alright. We're gonna go down here to, we're gonna get over to
Yeah, it looks like a lot of these are just people restreaming and then live feeds from stationary areas where nothing is happening.
This is Weber.
Looks like it'll be a pretty boring night.
So tonight, I've seen them use flashbang, and I've also seen
So I'll bring this up real quick, because although there aren't any streams of New York City at the moment, we do have this tensions rising in New York City. Looks like the Colorado Springs one might have gone offline. Alright, looks like it's up and running still. Then we had this as well. Police deploy tear gas on protesters in New Orleans. So yeah, there you have it.
And this is what I want you guys to know. Yeah, it's about George Floyd. Yeah, it's about police issues. But these people are mad at the East Precinct. A lot of these people live in this neighborhood or vibe in this neighborhood, and it's been smoked.
And we have this as well. Breaking: 2 New York PD officers shot at Church Avenue and Flatbush Avenue in Brooklyn.
She's telling them to leave the East Precinct. Whoever this person is over here on this megaphone is not in touch. Whoever the so-called leader is over here is clearly not in touch with perhaps 1,000 people here. These people have an issue with the East Precinct. They built their supply line around the East Precinct. And so it's nonsensical for the crowd here for them to leave. This person's coming in, you know, with their face totally covered, 100% excused, totally unidentifiable, on a megaphone telling everybody to leave. My friend, you guys are dealing with a different kind of protest today.
Hi.
Like I said,
Alright, so somebody sent this to me a minute ago. Listen to the informed voice of the new generation of social activists. The Black Lives Matter movement is our future and our salvation.
My name is Big Dick Daddy, and I'm from Cincinnati.
Big Daddy from Cincinnati.
Absolutely.
I saw you making some gestures at the police. I was wondering what's going on. What's going on here today?
Well, the cops shot somebody down here a couple nights ago, and they're going to just walk away like it's no big deal. And people like these fine folks right here say, no, it's enough. Give us a reason, give us an excuse, and we want to hold somebody accountable.
Okay.
You can't just go around killing people. Can you? I
No.
can't. I know I can't. I mean, there's lots of people, sure, I'd like to put a stick in, but, you know.
How long is all this going to go on?
It's going to go on till it's over.
Till it's over? What's going to make this over? What are there specific demands that these people want, that you and these fellow people want?
I would like to have some pussy, and that would make it over for me. Some real good pussy.
Well, have a great day.
Well, there you have it, chat. At least he's saying what we're all thinking. Oh, that's great. That is great. It's gonna be over when it's over.
so proud.
No, if they wanted something, if they wanted progress, they would pick specific things they would like to change. They would say, hey, we want to get rid of this loophole. We want to remove this exemption. They would cite specific things, goals, tangible goals that they could meet. But instead, it's just whining. They don't even know what they want. All right, let's switch the audio back over to Colorado Springs. Project Veritas is hit and miss. I am very cynical that they'll come up with anything tangible.
Hopefully everyone stays safe.
We'll see, though. Some of their stuff is really good. So somebody sent this to me a little bit ago. And until now, I forgot to bring it up. Hillary played us all. Hillary is in court for 600,000 emails involving child molestation and child torture, and nobody knows she successfully distracted us. So she's in court right now for that. Crazy. Hillary Clinton's court hearing regarding her leaked emails is conveniently and silently happening in the midst of all this chaos. What a coincidence. See, this is the first I've heard of this.
Guys, I'm gonna mute this for
This is a Judicial Watch article. Judicial Watch announced that a hearing will be held on Tuesday, June 2nd by teleconference in the U.S. Court of Appeals for the D.C. Circuit regarding former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's efforts to avoid testifying under oath about her emails. Yeah, so here's a Judicial Watch article. Judicial Watch always has their fucking ducks in a row. So if they are talking about it, it's real. So there's the link to Judicial Watch. Is this the end game? I don't know. Pizza time. Pizza time.
Sorry, there was some music in the background.
Down here, we all get pizza.
Copyright strike. But it seems like police are not seeing with the protesters tonight. Curfew and all. The police are not messing around out here currently. Now, if they go to the police department, it looks like they're going to be probably...
You can't trust anybody 100% of the time. Exactly. Exactly. That's how I feel about Project Veritas. I do think they're typically on the right track. Yeah, and Judicial Watch are the ones that sued to get her testimony. That's correct. Oh, yeah, I would assume a lot of the protesters out there are feds. No doubt about it.
So this is in front of City Hall.
I loved seeing this, too. I loved seeing this as well.
This is the crowd.
Here's LeBron James on Twitter. Wow, man, this is because, Yahoo Finances apparently didn't clean it up good enough. They didn't say exactly what LeBron James wanted to hear. Wow, man, is it surprising at this point? Or is it still surprising at this point? And he says it with a period instead of a question mark. Sure isn't. You literally still don't understand why Cap was kneeling on one knee to show submission. The same reason the police and the military are getting on their knees. Because getting on your knees is a sign of submission.
All night long.
Has absolute nothing to do with the disrespect of America and our soldiers, men and women. No, it was doing it during the national anthem was a PR move. That was to get people to recognize him. It was spitting on the flag for PR, which is arguably fucking worse. My father-in-law was one of those. So his father-in-law was in the military. So, he speaks from a level of wisdom, this person who didn't serve himself. It's rich hearing these multi-millionaires complain about how bad they got it. It's still not enough. All the fame, LeBron James is a world-known name. He's known around the fucking world, around the globe. Has all the money he could ever want. Has a job where he plays a sport to earn his money. He doesn't have to work some soulless, soul-wrenching job. He works and plays a game, and people worship him like a deity. Right? And so now he comes out and is trying to tell us how bad he and people like him got it. All the fame and all the world's fucking riches, not enough to make this man not feel like a prisoner of his own fucking mind. It's sad.
There was no one out there. And it seems to me that they're not telling,
Well, sad's not the right word.
what's going
Pathetic.
on, right?
Pathetic's
So
the right
each
word.
group of cops, if they run into a different situation, they're not knowing what's going on the other side.
I guess we'll have
The
to
rest
see.
of the group of folks is peaceful, or if they're being violent and doing things.
Dominant. I thought he was kidding. I heard that in This Week in Nectar.
They're not keeping everyone.
The one from yesterday, I think it was. Did he? No joke. Showed them his starfish. That's what a way to commit to the bit. You gotta fucking have respect for that.
Backed up out on the scene.
But yeah, I had heard that the Ontario police chief. When I heard that was going on, that Black Lives Matter was going to walk and demand that they get on their knees in submission, I knew immediately they were going to do it. This is fucking Canada we're talking about. Of course, he's going to get on his knees and suck his dick if they ask. Twice, in fact. Twice. Did you see the National Guard getting on their knees? I saw them getting on their knees. I saw the police getting on their knees. Fuck. This isn't the future we deserved, folks. This isn't it. This ain't it, Chief.
116 North Nevada. We're at
Bend the
107
knee, or
North Nevada, actually.
or you know what'll happen. They make it very clear what will happen.
Oh my gosh, they're saying that the girl that was over attacked the driver. How did she attack the driver first? So as news media, we're giving you a quick update live here. The protesters are announcing that she
You've got every literally every major company getting on their knees to support Black Lives Matter on social media. Yeah, I have numerous screenshots that somebody sent me, going through just about every single one of them.
Had to get a battery pack.
And it's just like, really, the average person. You talk to the average person and they can see through it. That just the fact that they call it Black Lives Matter to make it appear as though that you feel lives don't matter if you don't support them. It's what they do. Bad things are bad.
So
it's what it is. It's like a 5-year-old's perspective of the world. Heaven forbid you tell these fucking overgrown children, no. No, I'm not. No, you see, we're here to protect the people from you because you are a clear and present danger to the well-being of our citizens. Logocracy. Yeah, all the use of the logos and the imagery. It plays on the subconscious. Did Nintendo really? Yes, Nintendo, Pokemon, Sony. Here, I got one from you for you from Sony. You guys are gonna love this. As somebody who's experienced firsthand what having everything burnt to the fucking ground is like, this to me is especially sickening. And I can't say that I ever in the future want to support anything regarding them. Somebody said to Sony after they came out to support the violent domestic terrorists that have been destroying low-income houses and mom-and-pop stores across the nation. Carrying water for these faceless corporations that they say they're anarchists against, but can't hesitate to fucking run to. Like a bunch of tattletales. Anyway. Person replied to them in that thread, "You aren't denouncing the riots and destruction of our cities, though," unfollowed. And Sony replies, from their official account, Sony replies, "Cities can be rebuilt, Zach. Cities can be rebuilt." And what I say, the same could be said about your headquarters. Why don't you put your money where your fucking mouth is, you soulless pricks, and light your own headquarters on fire because you can rebuild it, right? I mean, fuck all the people who've had their lives ruined by these rioters, or the people who've had their lives literally taken by these rioters, and these horrible fucks are quick to praise them just so they can get points on social media. Really let that sink in for a second.
Yeah, Law and Disorder. If you could post that to the Colorado Springs.
As far as I'm concerned, these people, Sony, Nintendo. Here, let's go through the list, shall we? Because I'll go through my DMs. So I won't bring those up, but I have all of them in one area. So let me give you a list of some of the companies that have been behind this. We have GoFundMe. We have, what is this? G-Kids Films. Gearbox Official. They're a publisher for video games. Gamer X, spelt with a Y in it. Garfield Eats. Game Zone. GameSpot. Game Informer. Funimation. Freeform TV. Fender. Oh, fuck you, Fender. You're fucking lucky that Stratocaster I have has fucking sentimental value, you absolute soulless prick. That one pisses me off. That one pisses me off. We have Fandom. And these are all people supporting the rioters and the violent destruction of our nation, by the way. The burning down of low-income houses. I have to keep reiterating that they're low-income houses. Fanatical. Formula One. Because remember, these rioters haven't gone and burnt down a politician's house. They didn't even burn down the house of the officer that knelt on the guy's neck. They went and found some black-owned business and burnt that down instead. Went to some poor people and burnt their houses down. Who, might I remind you, their narrative in Black Lives Matter is that poor people are disproportionately affected by police. So they then use that as an excuse to go burn down the people that are apparently getting bullied by police.
There's not much happening here.
Here, let's keep. So that's Formula One, Evo, Eurogamer, Entertainment Software Association, the ESA, Eline Media.
I haven't heard anything.
A lot of these are like gamer companies, right? Electronic Arts, Dollar General. You've seen it all for yourself, dude. It's a very long list. I could oh, fuck you, Devolver. Really? These are all companies that are cheering on the destruction of our lives, chat. I know it might sound like I'm being dramatic, but this is a dramatic moment. Right now, we have these fucking horseshit, soulless companies. Not only with the actors, right? Not only with them saying that they'll cover for all of the costs of these rioters, none of them have offered to foot the medical bill for any of the people beaten half to death by the rioters. They haven't offered to help any of the businesses that were burnt down by rioters. They haven't helped at all, and that's all these multi-millionaire politicians. That too, celebrities that said they'll foot the bill for their crime bills, for their fines, the rioters, if they get arrested. But they haven't once, not in their entire fucking lives, we're talking decades upon decades upon decades, have they ever once done something tangible to improve a community. With the millions of dollars Steve Carell and those other fucking D-list celebrities, Michael Scott, what, with all those millions that Michael fucking Scott has made doing his movies, selling out for Hollywood, he could take any amount of his wealth and improve any of these poor communities in a heartbeat. In a fucking heartbeat, he could do it. Any of them could. They have millions of dollars in resources amongst them. And what do they do with it? They legitimately monetize burning down poor people's business and homes. Really think about that for a second. I know I'm being dramatic here, but like I said, this is a dramatic situation. heaven forbid that our people ever get help when anything goes wrong, but these rioters that are beating people to death in the streets, that are shooting police officers, that are burning down poor people's homes, that are burning down cars and random things they come across because they're psychopaths, they get a pass. You and I aren't allowed to go outside still, right? Because we're not burning something down. We're not allowed. We're going to have Dr. Fauci and Bill Gates standing there with their arms crossed at our door going, what are you doing? Don't you know you're getting people killed by going outside? Oh, whoa, I'm sorry. Did you say you? I see the hammer and the umbrella you have there. You must be peacefully protesting. Feel free to go on right outside. Sorry to stand in your way, sir. So, really, none of these people, none of these celebrities, they call themselves, but really they're people who read cue cards. But still, that makes them super important, right? They tell us this every day, so it must be true.
Oh, I mean, no disrespect.
Not only are they funding domestic terrorism and saying that it's helping society, but they're cheering on and lionizing the people who are out there because they have the safety net of the wealth of these famous people to fall back on. You know who doesn't have that safety net? Law-abiding Americans. No, we got that $1,200 check and we were expected to shut our fucking mouth. Oh, I know Usefulity. I'm familiar with Yuri. Yuri Bezmenov, to be precise.
You know, it's every single day right now.
It's unbelievable, chat. I just
there's a lot of coverage.
My ability to express how I feel about this is over my head, right? I am not articulate enough to really explain how sickening I find this. How Steve fucking Carell and these companies that are supposed to be American companies, like Sony, you can build it again. You can build it again. That's your answer? We all deserve to have our lives ruined because we can build it again?
No tear gas.
You ain't black. You ain't nothing. Took you 4 days to get on my level. Don't worry, I've been mad. I've been angry about this, but I'm trying to be reasonable still. This is why Elon Musk is focusing on leaving the Earth. Yeah, you're probably right. Who's Yuri? Yuri Bezmenov. There is a KGB defector that did an older interview that he talks, or where he talks about the Soviet tactics of destabilizing a nation. And I know you'd be absolutely stunned to see that it's basically what we're seeing right now. Shocking, I know.
And they did announce that they would be
anyway.
back out here tomorrow, which is good.
I'll be back, chat. I'm going to turn the... Let's switch the volume over. Where are we at? So we have the volume on Colorado Springs. Let's listen to this this fine future doctor on the telephone here. That's right. That's right. Okay, I'll be back.
The chief of police is about to make her way.
We're gonna try something new tonight. We're gonna try something new. You heard talking about earlier. It's gonna take me a minute. I can understand that you don't want to break the rule. We're fine. It'll take me a minute. Listen with us. We'll take it one. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. I said earlier, you know what?
It did sound like snow peas. I don't know what you're saying, brother. I do not know what you're saying. Alright, this looks pretty tame. We'll check the new live streams, and I'll check Breaking 911, see if we have any new developments.
the next guy, but if you can understand the next guy. You see what I'm saying? And so there's a big step here in understanding. So we're going to take the camera now over across the police lines. We're going to shoot back. It's going to take us a minute to get there. So I'm with me a little over. Is there anybody else on Converge?
What are you guys thinking, chat? Should I switch up one of these streams? We can find something else to talk about if you would like. I have seen some people go, I'm kind of done with the writing stuff, but at the same time, that is the subject matter of the live stream, so I don't want to stray too far. But we can change it up a little bit if you guys would like.
How dare you?
No switching, no peace. Anything in Southern California? I can check. We have one in Denver. It's a channel I haven't seen yet. We also have Charlotte, North Carolina. We can check that one out.
Anybody who wants to tune into Amari's live stream, I'm going to post his name right here. Actually,
Burn the weed stores first. Maybe that would sedate them a little. It would be nice. And we had $10 from Always Lost on Nothing Else. Donation 128. I heard Tencent bows down to China. They do. Tencent have shareholders in all of the video game companies. This goes back to Hong Kong, the protest in October 2019 when Blizzard cut off that Hearthstone player. Yeah. This is basically a continuation of that.
pizza looks really good right about now, yo. I'm not going to lie to you. My back hurts. I might have to crouch down.
I do see somebody sent me something on Twitter. Hold on.
How dare you?
Again, y'all, if there's hella ignorant and racist ass people in these comments, take a screenshot. Screenshot their shit. Put them on blast. I think with the help of
Oh, Gorilla Glue as well. Every company's got, if only they would just shut up for a second. Just be like, we're not in the politics game. We're in the business of making products. I'm so done with this guy. Dr. Anthony Fauci, the director of the U.S. National Institute for Allergy and Infectious Diseases, said he believes it's a bit of a reach to keep schools closed in the fall because coronavirus safety concerns for children. It's a bit of a reach. Wait, didn't he say the second wave was coming? I thought he said the second wave was coming. We can't go outside. Got to keep schools closed, but protests? Yeah, protests. He was in on this. I agree. He's on fucking Bill Gates' payroll. Since when are we just supposed to listen to somebody because they have a lot of money? Oh, he funded a lot of research. Well, bring the researchers out. I don't want to hear it from fucking Bill Gates. The guy got famous from stealing from Steve Jobs. I don't want to hear from this fucking guy ever again. There we go. He's a Jesuit. Shocker. Jeffrey Epstein and Bill Gates started hanging out after Epstein's conviction. Yeah, that's right, after the conviction. And secretly funded his office at MIT Evolutionary Biology Eugenics Program. Lots of researchers being fired for it. Now, isn't that interesting?
How dare you?
Domestic terrorist is a banned phrase on YouTube. I mean, I do have it. I'm reading it right now in chat, and It's in top chat as well. Switch that to live. Alright, so maybe let's check out a new protest. We'll see if there's anything that has been uploaded in the last hour. This could be much bigger than we even think. I think you are correct, sir. This is the smoke. The fire is much greater. Let's switch over Seattle, Washington. I find myself a little less interested in that.
Somebody please post that link in the comments. I appreciate y'all. Thank you, Monica.
So this is in Denver. Let me fix that label there. There we go. Pretty much nothing going on over there. We'll turn it up. Just lots of car horns, I guess. And we have $5 from Hondo the Razor. Throws rocks and fireworks at police. Why are they beating us? Looking forward to the DOJ dropping the hammer. You know, I wish I could say the same, man. I think they're going to drop the ball. Look at how they threw the book at James Alex Fields and expect them to do the exact opposite. They're going to drop the book. They're going to go, oh, well, expect that they will do exactly the same that they did for Eric Clanton. You remember the Antifa professor that smashed that dude over the head with a bike lock? They're going to get off scot-free. And if they don't worry, Steve Carell's going to foot the bill. He's got it covered. He's going to come out and just go, how much money? Oh, you know, wad of hundreds to the police station. How much you need? Here you go. All right, get my employees out of here. It'll be like that.
Still got a bunch of people out here.
400 years. 400 years. And people were beating on his car prior to the collision. Yes, yes. And keep in mind, his car didn't plow into people. I know there's that one screen, but the clip that everyone's seen shows his car hit a car that hits a car that hits protesters. So, and by the way, a lot of people don't know this, but the guy who filmed the incident, the clip, former CIA, on paper, official, confirmed, he was CIA. Wasn't somebody chasing James Fields and aiming an assault rifle at him? Yes, yes they were. So it looks like the Colorado Springs one just wrapped up. We'll see if we can find something else. How about Charlotte, North Carolina?
I slept in a little late today too. I didn't want to come out here too early.
There we go.
People protesting is nothing new. I don't know why they got this lit up, but they do. It's like one of them fireworks things.
And there we go.
That's what that looks like. We're setting off the fireworks.
So they're a few seconds behind, but they're practically live. These are both going on right now. And we had $4.99 from Hayden West. The further left the pendulum swings, the further it will swing to the right and more violently. Yeah, they're doing more to fight against their own cause and their own interest than they could ever know, because they don't really give a shit. They're not really paying attention to that. They just know that they're angry, and like I said, if they really wanted to change things, they would determine what it is that they should change, like loopholes that allow the Twister Coward cop, the Crawl Towards Me cop, the loopholes that allow somebody like him to get off with murder and get another job as police somewhere. Remember, none of them covered John Lang. There weren't any protests when John Lang was curiously murdered following his investigation into corruption of the Fresno Police Department. Nothing, not a damn thing. fuck that cop. Absolutely. Absolutely. And we have to have faith in law and order. The laws, we do have to have laws, and we do have to have them enforced. But we also have to have faith in our police department. And we don't have faith in our police department when people like the Crawl Towards Me cop get a green light to do whatever the fuck they want. He didn't even face manslaughter charges. That's the type of shit that needs to be fixed. Instead, they're acting in a way that is going to cause the government to act even more heavy-handed in the future. Not only that, but the average person that sees this is going to go, well, I don't support that.
He's tagging shit. And there's a camera right there.
Jose, have you seen the lore of the time when PPP and Surfer tried to kill each other to the point where Surfer was stabbing holes through the wall? Yeah, with a broom? I hadn't heard about that until I think it was the stream earlier. The one where PPP, it was fun to watch because you could hear him getting irritated every time Surfer chimed in because he was trying to make a point. It made it fun to watch, but you could see he was visibly irritated. So that's what it's like when you live with a friend of yours, by the way. If any of you who haven't lived with a close friend, you want to keep him around, but man, that dude irritates the fuck out of you. But yeah, I saw the aftermath, and their house reminds me of the type of, or their apartment rather, reminds me of the type of place I used to live when I was younger, when I was in my like early 20s. It's just the place that looks kind of thrashed, just fucking battle scars throughout the entire apartment. Now, it took me a while, but now I like everything being like neat and organized. Even if I let it go for a day or two, maybe like I'll have to walk through and pick up all of the pieces of mail and shit like that, but I don't let it get that bad because I can't find shit. If I let it build up, I won't be able to find stuff. But yeah, I did see that. It was pretty funny. And we had Honda the Razor with $10. Trump has an uncucked DOJ now. It took 4 years, but every DOJ glowy has been fired except for the Spygators because he can't fire them during an open investigation without it compromising everything. You know, there is something to that. I don't know who they have as the current DOJ. Is it that one former Gamergator guy? I can't remember. But maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Maybe we should try to ingest this as a white pill. But thanks for the $10, man. Much appreciated. Make Baltimore one big reservation. I think something like that is coming down the pipeline. I would be shocked if it wasn't the case. I'm going to switch the audio over because look at this. They got another block party going. Look at that. Oh, the rapper. I might have been messing with something. Yeah, I have some random shit around my computer. It's pretty tidy though. My computer desk looks pretty good. Get off my phone.
Nico!
Man, we're at peak. That's right.
Come on.
Chatbot, you know, I can see both sides of it. I can see both sides. See, the chatbot is the co-host here. So some people might not jive with that, but I dig it. I dig it. Okay, nothing new on Breaking 911 at the moment. Abolish all major cities. There's an idea. Just stop the government checks and a lot of this shit will stop. Because they would have to go get a job. And just know, chat, for the fucking record, right? I would have been more than happy to take my government check. But when I got the phone call today, I couldn't answer the phone fast enough. And when she's, would you be willing to work? Yes. Yes. When you need me. Friday, I'm there. She's so much like, dude, thank you. Thank you. Really, no one wants to come back because they're making more on unemployment. I said, no, I'll be there. I'll be there. So, even if I'm not getting that government money at the moment, you know, I stand to gain more from not working, and I still went out and worked, chat. All right. Yeah, what, I want a cookie? That Chris Rock sketch. What, you want a cookie? I'm falling asleep. That's fair. This is boring as shit. I agree. I was hoping there was going to be a little bit something interesting. At least we got that guy arrested. We didn't get the guy arrested. We watched the guy get arrested. That was funny. Yeah, they're all pushing for getting rid of police, which is ironic because the police are probably one of the only things preventing those angry people from realizing that, oh, they have millions of dollars. We'll see if we can find something recent, but it looks like it might be a boring night. Go get some of that California welfare bucks. Well, they're not letting me get it. At least the unemployment. I don't really want welfare.
Yeah, that was the Mustang. He's right there. Waiting for the
But I've always been against, on principle, taking money for government assistance. I mean, I've never had to rely on it. Unemployment was the closest I ever came, and they never even paid out. Besides, they paid out one payment and then mailed me a card and then told me that it was pulled back. So, yeah, there might be something to that. There really might be. So, again, we'll probably slow down on the streams. I'll still do them, right? Probably in the morning or in the afternoon sometime. I don't think we'll be doing 7 nights in a row of streaming either, but we'll see how it goes. The setup I've gotten all the hotkeys. This is way easier than what I had it set up with earlier, so. I mean, you have more of a right to those welfare bucks than these chimps and commies. That's fair. That's fair. I appreciate it. But I've always been one for earning my bread. Even before I was an adult, I always wanted to provide enough to say, hey, boom, here's my contribution. I can at least bring something to the table. Not taking money stolen from other people at gunpoint? You sound mighty privileged. That is the peak of privilege, really. 308 are watching and 275 are federal agents. Well, we really love our alphabet organizations here. Chat is a big fan of federal agents. And we had $1 from we still out here at Gino. Browsers tried to add their voice to Black Lives Matter shit in the entire comments on Twitter as people offended that there is an interracial section. This shouldn't even be a designation. Yeah. You're not going full Jim with the 13 streams on one subject? Now, for a minute, I was enjoying his coverage of Corona back when I was buying it, but yeah, this is, like I said, this is a bit of a special event, so I don't plan on covering anything extensively like this in the future, but I saw this as an opportunity to try to hone my OBS skills, learning how to make different overlays, switching from different monitors, that type of thing. So I don't know if we'll do another Riot stream. We might, but it's been pretty tame over the past few days. Even last night was pretty boring.
Mine's gonna be the coverage of them clearing them out again. We got less than 100 marching.
The city of LA is setting up for Floyd's funeral. My guess is it'll pop off that night. The 9th or the 10th. You're probably right. This is LA we're talking about. It's so dumb. Like, if any protest should be going on, it should be going on in the precinct, like in the area where the police officer in question was employed. doing it nationwide is overplaying their hand, first of all. It makes most people like myself, who would otherwise be sympathetic, go, you know what, fuck these people. They're parading around a dude's corpse as if it makes them virtuous.
When I gotta replace sections of video because of copyright.
On top of the fact that this dude died from a heart attack that was a result of drug use. So I imagine, now that we know that he died from basically complications relating to taking uppers and downers, I think the story will fizzle out pretty quickly. The Floyd family got 13 mil. Our tax dollars hard at work, folks. It's not even nationwide, it's worldwide. We saw a stream the other night from Australia. They have nothing to do with this. And then earlier we mentioned in Canada, Black Lives Matter demanding that they bend the knee. That was a whole different country. But of course, Canada lacked the fortitude to look at them dead in the eye and say, no, that was a different precinct. We're not going to take responsibility for the actions of another country's police department. The fuck is that? Stephen Roberts with Stephen Roberts with $9.99. It bends the knee or it loses its funding. Demoralization comes in millions of small packages. Being sad about current year is what they want. Have a laugh instead. That is great advice. I 100% avow that. This whole thing could probably be cured with a little bit of laughter. And matter of fact, if I'm 100% straightforward with you guys, I am not interested in either of these streams. This got really boring for me pretty fast. What are you thinking, chat?
When Eric went out there, Johnny 5-0.
What do you think? Should we could look in for let's check breaking 911. And from there, maybe we'll see if we can find something particularly juicy. And if not, we can change topics. We'll talk about something else. Pretty much, Gino. Pretty much. We out here. We doing the work. GloomTube has 4 streams going. You see, I appreciate what the restreamers are doing right now. It's basically the same thing I'm doing. But I prefer to have the streams firsthand so I can switch audio at my leisure and bring up whatever one I want. The thing is I wish I could find a more comprehensive list of the streams going on right now. The way I find them is I just keep refreshing protests in YouTube with a filter of live streams uploaded in the last hour. But I think we've watched just about all of the ones that are up right now, at least on YouTube. Yeah, let's bring up that Charlie Kirk. Yeah. It's a good clip.
Viral around data, statistics, and facts.
All right, there we go.
Hello, world. I made a video yesterday that went quite viral around data, statistics, and facts.
Oh, this is his response.
When it
Okay.
came to the issue of people posting black squares about an issue that you know nothing about. It is the Black Lives Matter movement is around defunding the police, demilitarizing the police, and making black communities more dangerous, not safer. So a lot of people messaged me and they said, Charlie, I really hope you'll apologize. I really hope that you will reconsider what you have said. Well, this is me not apologizing, in fact, doubling down. That is a good rule for everyone watching. Do not apologize to the mob. You can ignore the mob, like I do every single day, but do not apologize to them, ever. Especially those of you that love our country, that love facts, love data, and love everything that we know to be true in our civilization. So as I said yesterday, a black person is far more likely to be killed by another black person than by a police officer. So here's some numbers to support that. Actually, according to the Center of Disease Control, blacks do die more than white people and Hispanic people in America, about 8 times more. But it's by...
Chat, I'll let him finish, but why is it that the Center of Disease Control is managing data based on African Americans? I just don't know what to make of that.
Other black people. It's black on black crime. There are more black homicides in America, actually, than if you combine all white and all Hispanic homicides together. Tragically, a vast majority, almost all of them, are black on black crime. Michigan State University and University of Maryland College Park, let's just say, not exactly right-wing ideologue institutions. They created a database of 917 officer-involved fatal shootings in 2015 from more than 650 police departments. Do you know what the stats show? 55% of those police shootings were white people, 27% were black, and 19% were Hispanic. Black people make up 25%. That's right, they make up 25% of all the fatal police encounters, even though they commit 10 times the amount of gun violence of whites and Hispanics combined. In New York City, blacks make up about 23% of the population. They make up about 50% of the police stops. Now, this is a stat they're using on TV, and Al Sharpton says, well, that's racism. I mean, they have 23% of the population, yet they make up 50% all the police stops. That must be racism, right? That is a sloppy, lazy mind, not using multivariate analysis and actually taking into account data and statistics and things we know to be true. Why? It's because blacks commit 75% of all the crime in New York City. So actually, there's an under-policing problem in New York City. That blacks actually are not being arrested at the same rates of crime that they commit in New York City. And if you add Hispanic to black shootings in New York City, you account for nearly 100% of all the drive-bys in New York City. This is true for most every major city in America. Now, whites in New York City are about 34% of New York City's population, but they commit less than 2% of all the shootings. Now, this last weekend, if Black Lives really did matter to Black Lives Matter, why is it that Black Lives Matter is so quiet about the 80 people in Chicago that were shot in drive-by shootings, the majority of which were black people? 21 people died. Almost all of those victims were black on black crime. This is according to the Chicago Police Department. I'm going to post all the links below. So all the triggered upper middle class individuals that want to tell the world about how good of a person I am. I'm a good person because I posted a black square and I'm going to end racism today. Here's my whole status on this. Racism is evil. What happened to George Floyd was evil. And we don't know he did what he did because of racism. That is not yet proven. But it is evil what happened there. It is also evil to burn down our entire civilization. People say, well, Charlie, you're a white man. You don't understand all of the historical injustice that your people have done to us. Excuse me? I'm an individual. I've never owned a slave. I don't know anyone that has owned a slave, and anyone that has ever owned a slave should go to prison right now. You see anyone? Yeah, I don't either. If you've been racist to somebody, individually atone to them. If you hadn't been racist to somebody and you're a white person being called a racist, then maybe the person calling you that is a racist. This kind of idea of blood collective guilt because of the color of your skin, the melanin in your skin, is wrong and it is dangerous. If you study 20th century history, it was a bloodbath based on villainizing and indicting entire groups based on immutable characteristics. This is meant to divide us and to destroy our country from within. Know your facts. Know your statistics. People say, well, I can't trust these facts. You don't trust the Department of Justice that was mostly filled with Obama-era appointees? You can have your own opinion.
Damn, eat the fucking cow you do, remember that.
Facts. Facts matter. Statistics matter. These pathological emotive arguments will do nothing but destroy the greatest country in the history of the world.
When even Charlie Kirk can see it, when even based CivNat Turning Point USA founder Charlie Kirk can identify this, something's up. Those red pills are starting to starting to become active. So we'll watch his other clip too, the one in question, the one that pissed everyone off apparently. That's the one I thought was sent to me. This is the one right here. How much longer do you think it's going to be before the Groypers are assimilated into Turning Point USA? Welcomed with open arms. Maybe even some cat ears. Okay, we have this one up here. Here we go.
Police in an instant to try to help Matt. So I've been watching our country burn the last couple days. And now I'm flipping through social media, and I'm seeing people that I grew up with in suburban Chicago post the Black Lives Matter blackout social media posts. And then I go and I see their other commentary, and they say, war on police, the police are racist. Completely false, by the way. No data, no statistics. And you, like me, where I grew up in the suburbs of Chicago, have been protected by police our entire life. If you heard a creak in the attic, you would call the police in an instant to try to help you. And people say, well, the police are killing unarmed black men at record rates. This is a lie, even according to the Washington Post, with a very questionable definition of unarmed black men. 8 unarmed black men died by police officers last year. 8. Do you know how many police officers were killed in the line of duty last year? Well over 50. Do you know that black men account for 6% of the U.S. population, yet account for 42% of all police deaths? So there 42% of all cop killers are black men, despite them being only 6% of the U.S. population.
Despite.
But people say, well, Charlie, don't you know there's a systemic racism in our country? Stop it. Stop this lie that we're nothing more than the group identity that the media tells us that we are. You're an individual. You can wake up earlier. You can make better choices. You can succeed. Don't subscribe to this leftist nonsense that is captivating and hypnotizing our country. People say, well, the rioters and the looters and the protesters, they have a good cause. There's never a good cause to burn down our country. There's never a good cause to destroy black businesses.
So to be clear, I'm not saying that, oh my god, look at Charlie Kirk being so based, he's cool, right guys? That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, even Charlie Kirk, right? When I mentioned the casual observer, right? This guy isn't a casual observer. He's more on the side of trying to promote, what might be good for black communities. He's part of that whole Trump's so based because he's helping black communities, wink, wink, all of that shit. So when either A, he's trying to play to the people further right, that could be it, or B, and this is what I think it is, that these riots have opened the eyes of so many people that even Charlie fucking Kirk can identify it. Even he sees it. And even he is so outraged by what he's seeing that he's not afraid anymore to say what he thinks. So, again, it's not so much oh my god, he's so base, look at how cool Charlie Kirk is, but it's more that look at how much these protests have really helped their cause, because Charlie Kirk would have loved an opportunity, like Turning Point USA, they love an opportunity to bring up some sort of social issue and go, hey, look, we care about blacks. That's what they want. They want to be able to demonstrate that they're not racist. That's why they come off so phony to so many people. Anyway, we'll let this play out. It's another 3 minutes, but we'll let him finish.
And guess what, all you virtue signaling suburban followers and sycophants that I grew up with. I know you and I see you. And you're virtue signaling to the world about how good of a person that you are. Oh, I'm a good person. Look at me. I'm such a good person because I'm posting Black Lives Matter despite none of the data, statistics backing up anything that you're saying. Was George Floyd wrongly killed? Yes. Is it a trend? No. In fact, we saw 4 police officers shot last night that we know of. And if you really cared about black lives, if you really cared about helping black Americans, You would want more police officers in the streets, because you know what's going to happen right now? You overly privileged individuals that think you actually care about black lives because you post your all black squares on social media. Do you know what's going to happen? The Ferguson effect is going to happen. Heather McDonald talks about this brilliantly. The police are going to withdraw from these communities. Crime rates are going to go up, and more black people are going to die because of your social justice virtue signaling protesting, trying to, I want to make the world a better place. Don't you understand that this is a epidemic? This is the worst. It's not. Do you know what the epidemic is? Police officers being gunned down in the streets. Fact. A police officer is 18.5 times more likely to be killed by a black person than an unarmed black person is to be killed by the police. But that doesn't fit your narrative, does it? The narrative is to try to divide our country. The narrative is to try to turn people against each other. The narrative is to try to get people that grew up in upper middle class incomes to feel wrong because they exist. And if I hear one more person say, well, Charlie, you're white, you can't comment on this. If you're a human being, you can comment on this. Data, statistics, these things transcend skin color. It doesn't matter if you're black, if you're Hispanic, or you're Asian. These numbers don't change based on who's talking about them. I care about all Americans. All lives matter. This is a ploy to divide our country. My real complaint is for the people that have benefited from police protection their entire life, that sit in their suburban communities, pristine and...
The volume looks fine on my end. It's as loud as my voice. Maybe my voice is a little louder, but this is much louder than the rest of the clips I've been playing. So I've been trying to be careful with the audio.
From all crime are now the ones that are putting their hands up and saying, we're right with you. War on police. You wouldn't last a nanosecond if the police withdrew from your community. Support facts, support data, support our country, and support our police. You're not a good person just because you tell the world that you are a good person.
He should have said, it's very low actually. Like I could have turned it up in OBS, but the voice meter was popping up saying it was louder, so it's like half as loud as your voice. Okay. Well, we don't need to play it again. I know half the people didn't even really want to hear it the first time. We'll see if we have any updates from Breaking 911 or any new live streams. It looks like there might be some new live streams. Denver, Charlotte, North Carolina. Yeah, most of these, there's just not much going on. You can try this one, but I don't think there's much here. Nothing from Breaking 911. So we have some sort of shot of the crowd, but I don't really know what it is, so I don't think it's that important. Isn't that something, Smoked Out? What is this stream about? We've just been going through different IRL streamers, people who are streaming the protest, and seeing how things are on ground level. But right now, at least on YouTube, there aren't too many IRL streamers right now. There were some of them on the throughout the first week, but most of these, and the only ones that are streaming are the ones that we've already watched. Yeah, there's nothing at the moment. see if we can see anything of substance happening.
That's the bell.
And these are the same live streams: Denver and Charlotte, North Carolina.
And stuff. So you can't even see it.
Just making sure these are the right ones.
It'll have to be after the riots and everything.
Denver
guys,
protest, okay.
For the bell.
Can I buy one of Jim's hats here? Oh man, you know, I've thought about just making a satirical hat to sell, just to as an attempt at a joke, but I don't think the joke will land all that well. It'll come off as instead of a parody, it might come off as what's the word? I don't know. The secret Jim hat store. Shalom. I've missed so much of the stream. Yeah, there is another one. It crashed at one point, so there should be 2 different streams. One's about an hour long or so. What's going on in Minneapolis right now? I haven't seen anything from Minneapolis. I'll check Breaking 911 again. We'll refresh that and see if anything's coming along. If they were smart, the protest would tame down. They already won. No need to blow it. Nah, they should just keep it up. Keep it up. Do it. What are you scared of, Daddy Jim? No. I don't want to. It would be more of the perception that you guys might have. You know, like selling merchandise that is. What's the word? It's not stuff I made, or it's not an idea I came up with. I'm a little hesitant about that.
Down, and they're turning right.
A spreadsheet of protest. Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Thank you.
Most of them. They're taking a right there, and they'll go into the police.
That way we can just go in and out of them. Rip off.
So not even
kind of, sorta.
I'm not even sure that they shot anybody tonight.
This is exactly what I was looking for before the stream, Kimosabi. Thank you, man. I was legitimately looking for something exactly like this.
No doubt about that, but
I want to be a Jew, but I'm worried about optics. Well, I have merchandise. It's just the idea of selling somebody else's merchandise with a little twist on it for a joke it wouldn't be as funny as it would need to be to necessitate it.
All right, we'll go down another block.
So in about 14 days, the hospital should be full. Or hospitals. No, in about a week. They've been going for 8 days already. So unless they've been lying to us, they will be full pretty soon. Noodle hats. You see, that is something I'm a little more. I could do. I have a. They blocked it from Teespring for some reason, so it doesn't pop up in the feed. But I have a Noodle shirt where it has a picture of Noodle laying down with a pink cowboy hat, and it says "Pussy Slayer."
You get the action.
Sell underwear. There you go. There you go. Derivative. That's the word I was looking for. Yes.
Don't see anything down here.
No, I thought it was pretty lame. Yeah, when they were selling like a lot of the optic decay artwork with like, Mr. Medicare and internet friends and all that. It was something else. I'll have to check that out later. Jock straps, dude. That could be good. Let's see what we have here. Okay, that one's not live.
They arrested a homeless man for breaking curfew? Really? That sucks. I'm betting he was already home, too. So we only have a few.
Alright, so I might have more streams to bring up here. They are older, though. I don't think any of these are live.
How's it going tonight? Pretty quiet.
Okay, so Alien Alphabet is live right now, but he's just driving around.
So I have these three guys on the back. We got another crew coming down. They're probably heading down where.
So these are grouped up by area too. That is convenient.
I see another crew going the other way. Chances are that everybody scattered once they started breaking it up and started heading out.
My curfew alert said it gave homeless a limited exemption for obvious
how many
reasons.
arrests tonight?
Oh, that's
Not yet.
funny.
They're at 12th and Sherman. 20
Let's see,
to
is
30
there a
of them.
way?
Well, we're at 13th, so they're not that far from here. Sherman's only a couple blocks over.
Okay, so it does say which ones are live, but a lot of these are no longer live, so that hasn't updated yet.
That one has the back door open, like somebody's wanting to jump out.
All right, let's switch out a Charlotte protest,
They take a left right there. That's where they're heading.
and instead this is an aerial view of Oakland, California.
They're still head south.
And we'll see if we can find something to replace the Denver one with.
They're still heading south, going down that way. So they got the vans out here to pick up the people that they've arrested.
A lot of these are on Periscope.
Got some more off to the left, telling people to go home. These guys are just pulling over.
Alright,
chilling.
I might have to resize this. Oh, that's not too bad. Alright, this one is from Washington, D.C. Alright, let's see if we can refresh that one. No live stream beheadings yet. Yeah, not yet. Alright, so we have Minneapolis. These are all on Facebook. Let's see if we have one that is currently live. Make this more interesting. Go out there and live stream. There aren't any of these larger scale protests anywhere near me. Okay, that's an older clip. So that's another older video. So a lot of the more current ones are going to be on the West Coast. So maybe I'll pull something from Portland. We'll switch up Oakland here. Okay, this one's not live. Alright, this one is live. This is in Portland. I'll turn on the audio for the the Portland one. Portland. There we go. Toe Andy Portland. That was the one we checked out a second ago, and it was no longer live. Maybe there's a new one. Looks like the audio isn't coming through the Periscope clip, so I'll switch over to that one. Yeah, Toe Andy is not live at the moment.
Show some beauty, so pull those lights out on your phone if you got some charge. Pull those lights on your phone and let's give our neighbors here a little light show. A little light show.
Alright. Nothing important there. Young Marlon Brando. Let's check out Young Marlon Brando. This is in Phoenix, Arizona. Nothing going on in the Periscope stream. Okay, that one's not live. LA. LA. Oh, we gotta check out. Let's go to Jamal Davis. Does that not sound like somebody who would probably have a pretty lit live stream going on right now? Let's see how it is. Let's see how they be. Yeah, it looks like they effed him. Alright, yeah, this looks way more interesting. Let's switch over to that.
Man, my shit was at like 10 the other night. I was like, damn.
Yep. This is about what I expected. And there you have it, chat. There you have it.
What up, Rev Southeast?
So yeah, we could keep watching the block party. What are you thinking, chat? What a joke. It really is.
Disgusting.
Colorado Springs, Denver. Louisville, New Orleans, Detroit. Detroit's got to be the one we have to check out. Okay, so this one finished already. That's right. All right, so there we go. We'll go ahead and bring up the audio from Portland. Why no stream last night? I had disconnected my PC and pulled everything apart and put it back together and added another monitor. And I was finished with it at around 12 o'clock. So it felt like it was a little too late at that point. What was Josh saying on Twitter? I didn't see it. I haven't been on Twitter lately. Fairfield, California. Yeah, we can do that. Nothing comes up in the Google Doc. Let's see if we have... Alright, I'm already done with that. Here's a clip from Fairfield from the last week. I don't know exactly when it was filmed, but I do know that it was uploaded to this channel 14 hours ago. So they filmed this video vertically, so I apologize for the quality here, but you can see this lovely young man using this forklift to open up a store to finally undisenfranchise all of these amazing Americans and giving them the reparations they wanted so badly in life. It's a mall. Okay, that makes sense. Do you guys remember Papa Wheelie? Papa Wheelie? They all knew how to Papa Wheelie? Or no, they all knew how to do Papa Wheelie. That's what it was. That crazy guy from the other night. Has there been any news about that guy so far? Any riots yet? No, just annoying peaceful protests. Where did he get the machine? Who left the keys in it? Yeah, right? But remember, all of the people on TV tell me what I should believe in. That means it's clearly okay. They know right from wrong. Why would they be on TV if they weren't morally virtuous? Jimmy Kimmel said so, folks. So here we have people seeking justice and enfranchisement at a Best Buy in Fairfield. So look at that. Humble people gathering supplies, getting paid back for all of the suffering they never had to go through. Yeah, I did hear that there was some news in New York, as in Brooklyn, I think. I don't watch TV, cable, or any Hollywood production, and I still have my mind. Well, if they heard that you could think for yourself, let's just say they wouldn't be so happy. Look at that TV of suffering. Just justice and peace, folks. Just justice and peace and peaceful protesting. And you know, if a veteran black police officer that worked for the police for your community for 38 years, a black man, right? If he stands in the way of you getting justice and peace, well, then they have to shoot the guy in the street coldlessly and let this old man bleed out as another man films him going, "They killed this man! They killed this man!" as he is still very clearly alive. Yeah, now they can see the manipulation in 4K. That's exactly right. Fuck all of these people, man. What happened to the cops shot in New York? So far, we can check the scanner, but the last I heard was that they were shot. That was it. So far, Breaking 911 hasn't updated. We can check New York City police scanner. They do have the footage too, but that is the most recent tweet of theirs. Besides, updated appears that one New York New York Police Department officer was shot and the second officer was stabbed. One suspect was shot as well. So that's on New York Scanner. Here, I'll show you the profile I'm talking about. That one there. But let's see if we can find something to replace this one on the screen with. Because before too long, there will just be California, and then it will fizzle out. Oh, that one's concluded. Let's check into Hollywood. Okay, so he finished. That's an older stream. Do I think this is finally dying down? I do. I do. Now that they had all of the corporations come out and bend the knee, I think they're fine now. They're happy. They got a little bit of an ass pat, and they'll be fine. They're gonna slow the fuck down. Let's try this one. Okay, so they're still going. Bunch of drones. Absolute fucking mindless idiots. But, you know, I bet we're going to get a new Childish Gambino song about this. This is America. This is America. This is America. I think he has a few decent songs. That is not one of them. That song sucks. That song is hot fucking garbage. Let's see. Update. The officer I talked to when I was giving details on the phone sounded like he's stressed out. A stressed out office worker during this whole thing. Couldn't blame him, to be honest. Yeah, I do not envy any of the people in police at the moment.
How dare you?
Is this how you get equality? Ass pats for minorities from faceless corporations playing both sides? Yes. On the nose. Or not on the nose. On point. Someone told me that on the nose means close, but just off. No. On point. I agree 100%. Okay, so this is in DC.
Tell the crew to push the whopper button.
There we are. And let's see what they're saying. Let's let them speak their speech. Okay, that should be good. I bet 30 years from now they'll make a movie based on this event. Yeah, they will. Probably sooner than that. Within the next 2 years, they'll make a George Floyd movie. And like Al Sharpton will be the protagonist. Because there's not enough there for George Floyd to be the main character, so they'll pick like a civil rights activist to be the protagonist. Maybe they'll get Gloria Allred or something like that. Yeah, he knows the game. Let's see. Let's change this up to that one. Where's R. Kelly, man? R. Kelly, where you at? Where you at? We out here. Where you at? By the way, I have a stream highlights that I condensed down. It's not very long. I think it's like 5 minutes, but I took some of the better parts from the first 2 nights and made a short video. And I'll put those up, or put that up on the channel tomorrow sometime on the main channel. I did make a short video. You know, you remember, some of you guys might remember when we watched that the journalist get arrested on his own live stream. So we did, or I did edit something together real quick and throw that up on the archive. And I don't know if it'll be tomorrow, but I am planning on putting a video out about not the NRA, the NPR putting out that article saying that, you know, medical professionals said that, you know, white supremacy is worse than COVID. So, you know, go out there and peacefully protest, folks. Wink, wink. Make sure to bring that justice with you. Wink, wink. Okay, I'll turn that down. There's nothing important being said there. That's right. R. Kelly is currently snitching on people who ratted him out. Remember, Michael Avenatti has more videos on him abusing kids. That's why and how, why and how would he have that? I haven't heard Michael Avenatti having that before. This is the first I've heard about it. But yeah, I'm sure R. Kelly is squealing wherever he's at right now. You can bet your ass on that one. You can probably bet R. Kelly's ass too. You know, and I love how they're going to the foot soldiers and trying to shame them. Wouldn't it be something? Why don't you guys show up to a general's house? Why don't you show up to somebody who's in charge? Show up to their place. Show up to Bill Gates' house. Or the officer that inadvertently killed George Floyd. He still has a house. But you know who doesn't have a house? Those people in Minneapolis whose apartment complex went up in flames. Remember when there were children in a burning building and the protesters refused to let firefighters go through to help them? That also happened this week. But they don't have the fucking balls. They don't have the ingenuity, the cleverness to deal with this in a way that would actually be a benefit for them. Instead, it's kicking and screaming, demanding free shit. And there are people of... It's beyond me. Tucker Carlson said atavistic at the 5-minute... No, he didn't. Did he really say atavistic? Dick, you beautiful son of a bitch. We made it, boys. No fucking way did Tucker Carlson use the word atavistic at a time like this, and it has nothing to do with this conspiracy. This conspiracy is bigger than we could have ever imagined. You wouldn't make it past security. That's exactly my point, though. They go and they fuck. It's like the people that go to McDonald's and fuck with the people that work there. You're going to the person on the front lines and giving them an unnecessarily difficult time. Yeah, let's take a look at that. Oh, right. It does this for some fucking reason. Ooh, and we get subtitles? I know how to do a thing here. Hold on. Copy, paste. Hold on a sec. Let's go to like 446. We'll put it at 1.25. 1.25. Oh, these bastards. There we go.
Saying and showing his solidarity for the movement for the protesters here today, and I can tell you that today, this daytime protest has been very peaceful, very calm, lots of chanting, singing.
He kneeled. Our leaders are kneeling before the mob. The atavistic ritual of
holy shit,
basement, of defeat. Suddenly, many are performing this ritual, including police around the country. The mob wants victory, but
boys, we did it. We're famous now. We've made it. It's just a word. I know. I'm trying to play it up for comedic effect. I'm not sure how funny it really is. Navy Blue Eyes with $5. Imagine all of these donations being retracted if a sin going is lit, or all those donations being retracted if a A sin going is lit. I don't know what you mean. I'm confused. Tucker read the simp text. He did.
More than forming, stick kneeled. Our leaders are kneeling before the mob. The atavistic ritual of self-abasement, of defeat. Suddenly, many are performing this ritual, including police around the country. The mob wants victory, but more than that, it wants the...
Tucker's been on point lately. He's been fucking great. Why is it important if Tucker says atavistic? It's a joke. You might be out of the loop, which is fine. It wouldn't be funny if I explained it. It would be funny if you've been along for the ride. Then it would be funny, but will Dick disavow? That's the real question. Oh, that's fucking funny. We was atavistic. What's atavistic mean? It's like animalistic, like pure fucking id rage. Oh, I meant synagogue. Okay, that would make much more sense. Imagine if all of these donations being retracted if a synagogue was lit. Well, I will say that a lot of blacks are getting frustrated at the fact that there is a group of people that are perceived as being a bigger victim than they are. And that, if you guys want to know what the Wedge issue is, that's it right there. If the right African Americans could be convinced that the Jewish people, and you have to be like super insulting and condescending about it. That way it'll stick. But if they could be convinced that the Jewish people are bigger victims than them and they just need to stop, they need to shut up. That right there, I think, could be very interesting indeed.
Not seeing where the smoke is.
Okay, that's another restream. Let's see if we can bring up another one here. Isn't it strange, right? Is there a scale to measure all of this? I don't know. We reached the LA riots a while back, though. So, did our ancestors' eyes hurt? The real question is, did they go to Burning Man in Abu Dhabi? That's what I want to know. All right, we'll bring up Portland again. We'll see what's going on over there from a different camera angle. So both of these will be Portland. Let's see if we can find something else from a
How dare you?
a different streamer. Yeah, so these are different perspectives, but both of them are in Portland, Oregon. Wrong one. And here, I'll turn on the volume for the one on top.
See, almost got me beat up. Saying D12.
See if we can find breaking 911. Look for any developments. Yeah, but remember, I'm sure this is Obama's fault, right? Or the Democrats' fault. This is it's somebody's fault besides anything Trump might be responsible for. I've never, in the time that he's been in charge, I have not seen him one time accept responsibility like a mature adult. Not to say that this is his fault, by the way, but you can just bet that he'll find somebody to point the finger at. And we do know that the Democrats are behind this, and they're directly using Antifa to organize this. We've seen it on social media.
Alright, here we go.
But of course, you can bet your ass that he'll find somebody to point the finger at. He always does.
Burst, dude, I'm not gonna lie.
Even if it's legitimized, even if there is a good reason for it.
Now. A lot of people walking around, just people fucking chilling. This is like a fucking normal weekend night.
It's one of the things that's kind of irritated me. Like when you talk about the wall, or you talk about how immigration has kind of continued on with
Anybody know where that fucking protest
nothing
went?
impeding it.
Southwest Main and 3rd?
A long list of failures that he has had, and he won't accept any responsibility for it, and it's frustrating. It is. As somebody who did support what he stood for, or said he stood for. Smoked out with $5. Did you see the elderly couple get beat up in Rochester for defending their business? Just take a guess why it's being hidden by the media. Well, I'm assuming, right? Because as all of these people have told us, like NPR and all of these companies, that they're nothing but white supremacists. They're just all in blackface. All of these people that you've seen over the past week on these live streams, they're all in blackface. These are all white supremacists that are trying to co-opt Black Lives Matter. Anyway, all joking aside, I haven't heard that story, and that doesn't surprise me, and I can tell you right now that it was probably a bunch of black rioters beating the shit out of a bunch of white people. And that won't even make the media. It won't even make the news. Just like that kid that was killed by the Somali immigrant, that didn't even get on the news. They didn't talk about that at all. But then meanwhile, a guy has his neck leaned on and dies from a heart attack because he had fucking fentanyl and methamphetamine in his system. Somehow we deserve to lose our livelihoods because of that. For some reason, not only we don't have jobs anymore, but now they're burning the rest of the places that are still open, which I do think is by design, by the way. What a coincidence, right? Like, a lot of people think that these riots are a result of people being stir crazy from being in their apartments. I think they're playing off that. I think that is all part of the gig. They wanted people to be angry. So first they destabilized the economy, and then that would incentivize them to carry on more destruction and chaos. Boss Land ain't easy. Yeah, I nerfed them, by the way. They were damn near impossible beforehand at one point.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
I think the Rona wore off too quick. Well, I've just heard that it's the world's going to be over soon because of it. But first, we need to let these people get together and assimilate. But it wasn't okay to protest the lockdown, right? But it is okay to riot and destroy the city. I keep bringing that up because you need to understand that this is why they do not like us. They aren't fighting for our fucking side.
Hey, where's everybody at?
These elites are trying to utilize the useful idiots on the bottom screen play off their insecurities, their shortcomings, and their frustrations in order to destroy our lives. That's the fucking truth. Fake gamer. You know, I don't think you could get a more not fake gamer. If you stuck around for a minute, you'll know that sometimes when we're doing the midnight show, it'll devolve into like 30 minutes of me talking about video games and the industry and shit. So I kind of wish I was a phony gamer, but no, that is a hobby of mine that I genuinely really like. I'll play through something and then not play a video game for a week or 2 weeks and then come back to something else. But really, if you heard my opinions on certain things, you go, okay, yeah, this guy's been playing fucking video games since he was 2 years old. You could tell just how the ins and outs, right, of like different game mechanics, different game loops, how it works for endorphin rushes, things like that. Confirmed gamer girl. Well, there are no girls in gaming. Not since Gamergate. There is no such thing as a gamer girl, sir. The gamer girls all got harassed off the internet.
Apparently, where's everybody's at?
Based in G Fuel build.
Spreading the corona.
Why? If only I would rise up. If only I would rise up. Playing Minecraft Dungeons, right? I've never played Minecraft. I like the premise of it. When it first came out, it was something that was more geared towards the age group I was a part of when it came out, and then over time it started to appeal to younger and younger people, and it's a cool idea. If I had like a son that was into video games or a little brother and they liked Minecraft, I'd play it with them. But as far as me playing it myself, I'm not really into it. Gamergate was about ethics and gaming journalism. Well, I've been told that it was about getting all of the women off the internet. I'm being sarcastic if it's not. I'm trying to joke. I don't know how... It's not landing. It's just like the... Never mind. Stream Dark Souls? You know something. I've never played Dark Souls.
Yeah, you know that.
Any of them. I played a little bit of Bloodborne. I thought it was okay. I think I'd probably enjoy it a little more now because I've played through more similar games like Nioh or whatever it is. That was fun. But yeah, I might play through Dark Souls one of these days. I'm a fake gamer girl. There you go. There you go. Fake gamer girl. You want to buy my bathwater?
Oh shit, look at this.
Dark Souls is the Dark Souls of Gamergate. I hear about Gamergate. That got Trump elected. It sure did, bud. Yeah, Nioh was great. What I liked about it is it's easy to pick up. I use this to describe OBS a lot, the broadcast software we use to stream. It's easy to learn, difficult to master. There's so much shit in Nioh, like all these different moves that it doesn't tell you about. You just have to figure them out. I love the high skill ceiling. Do you guys think Vito would buy my bathwater? I think he would. I don't even think I would have to convince him either. $1,000 hours into all the Souls games? Hell yeah, man. That's fucking dedication. Nioh is too hard for my wheelchair controller. Yeah, no, I can see that for sure.
That's a sweet moped these guys
I want a
got.
PS4 just for Nioh? Yeah, it's Team Ninja. Ah, man, I wish they would put out a new Ninja Gaiden, though.
Raw fucking power, bitch.
Just put tap water in bottle, and boom, you have Gamer Girl bathwater to sell. Well, yeah, but I gotta come up with a nifty little logo and a way to sell it. Yeah, just use a Mad Catz controller, right? Mad Catz. The thing you handed to your friend when he came over to play because you couldn't afford to buy 2 first-party controllers. Yeah, that's what I've heard about Dark Souls. I have a friend of mine that was really into it, so he would go on and talk about like his builds and for hours, and I would just tune out. Like I'd listen to him, all the cues, like yeah, man. But I in one ear, out the other. I don't remember any of it, but he was a big fan of that game. Yeah, I played through the first Surge a little bit. I didn't make it to the end, but I played for probably about 10 hours. It was okay. I felt like it was a bit lackluster for me. I didn't really care for the limb targeting combat, but maybe if I got through a little bit further, I would like it. You could drive a forklift through a target in GTA 5. Oh, it's a question mark. Can you drive a forklift through target in GTA 5? Well, obviously. If you can't, then GTA is clearly racist. Oh, gotcha. Okay, right. No, one of the I've been wanting to do some sort of maybe not multiplayer games. I've thought about that, like like we could all play Halo or do death matches. That could be cool. But I wanted to do like what's that game? Quiplash, something where we could bring in like 4 people, have the audience. You know, I've seen other shows do that, and those are always really fun. So I would think I would at least need probably 2 other people to host, to speak on the show with me, and then we would need people who would want to play it. And GTA is oppressive and sexist. That's right. The sequel is much better. You can block, deflect, and tons of more weapons and ammo, and a huge open connected world like Dark Souls, but with few loading screens. Yeah, I had my eye on the second one when it came out. I think I got it I think I got the first one as a free PlayStation Plus game, so I played through it for a couple days. Yeah, maybe I'll keep an eye out for that. Yeah, that'd be fun. So what I'll do? No, I'd rather just do it on this channel. I was gonna put it on the gaming channel, but if I do a Quiplash stream, something more like if I do gaming, I'll do it on the gaming channel, which I think I have everything set up now that I can stream video games and it won't be a problem. So I'll try to maybe get that going later tonight. But there's a link to the gaming channel. I'm thinking of playing through... It's a Chrono Trigger ROM hack called Crimson Dreams, I think is what it's called. I think it's Crimson Dreams. It won't play on my Classic for some reason, but it should play on RetroArch on my computer. So I might do that on the gaming channel, but if we do like Quiplash and some like game show stuff, we'll do that on the main channel because I think you guys would enjoy that. The gaming channel is the one I just dropped. That's the Livestream gaming. I have a few throwaway gaming videos on the archive channel, which you can find. Oh, what the hell? Okay, well, I didn't know that button closed. There we go. There's the archive, and there's also the Discord. I use those to promote the streams when they go out. When are we going to get wild music? That's a good point. Especially now that I'm employed now, I'm going to have to do that.
It would be. Nobody likes to with an
But maybe I'll pick up something. Did I see PPP at the Canadian Neil Fest? I didn't watch the video, but I heard the part of the This Week in Nectar. Played Disgaea? I've never played any of those. I've heard of them. Call of Duty 4v4 would be good. The problem, at least with using my PlayStation or my computer for the more higher end games, is it won't play them. I can play ROMs all fucking day, but as far as playing Call of Duty on this fucking toaster, I don't know if that's gonna happen. Crimson Echoes, that's the one. Yes. Halleck, that's the one I was thinking of. Crimson Echoes. I just finished... No, I shouldn't say just finished, because I have to beat the Kaiser Dragon, then I have to beat Kefka, but I'm at the very end. I have done all the side quests. I got all the fucking Magicite. I've learned all of the abilities. I just need to grind out a few more levels, and then I'm sure I can beat it. But I have to beat the Kaiser Dragon, and he's really hard. It's a super boss that they put into the game that isn't normally there. But Brave New World is the ROM hack I've been playing of Final Fantasy VI. It's really good. And a friend of mine that's been over and watching me play through it, he's a fan of Final Fantasy, but had never seen it before. So I've been pretty much waiting until whenever I have company. Hey man, I'll play some more Final Fantasy VI. Let's dig it. Speedrun Mario 64? Man, no fucking way. I don't think there's a single game I can speedrun besides the Nuclear Throne. No way am I gonna even get anywhere near a fucking world record on Mario 64. Although I really like the randomizers they have. They have randomizer for that. The one I've been playing has been Castlevania Symphony of the Night. The randomizer for that's fucking great. We even did, I think, 3 different streams of that on the gaming channel. I might have deleted one of them. I think there's a problem with the audio or something. But I've also, the other thing, I wanted to do crowd control. So there is a program you can use that when you say I play Zelda, right, Link to the Past for the Super Nintendo, viewers can watch and spend coins in order to troll the player, like remove all the bombs, remove all your rupees, put you at one half a heart, or instant death, different things like that. I wanted to do that, but the Twitch app, or the Twitch widget rather, that uses it, first of all, I'm not a Twitch partner, and second, I think you have to use actual money to do that. So I would rather there be like a fake currency that I could use, so you guys could fuck with me playing the game and not have to pull money out of your pocket to do so. I don't like putting too much stuff behind a paywall.
That sucks. Fuck it.
This video game intermission brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends. Use code WILDSNoodle to download the game for free. WILDSNoodle. There you go. I saw a stream of Mario World crowd control. The audience punished the streamer. That's what's fun about it. Is it's just good old-fashioned fucking with the streamer. And that's sort of the reason I have the stream bot. Although now that I have it hooked up to a digital audio channel, I don't hear the sound bites, and that used to be a fun way of hearing through my ears feedback from chat. Don't become a speedrunner, you'll end up the 41%. There does seem to be a disproportionate amount of transgendered individuals in that category. Although I've seen the rest of the streamers. I mean, among them, I'd be, you know, I'd have my pick amongst the ones that were actually real women. So. Raid is made in Israel, right? I don't know anything about Raid Shadow Legends. I know that it looks like a game I wouldn't enjoy. I don't like mobile games. You see, I don't ever see myself doing an ad for Raid Shadow Legends, but I would do an ad for a game I legitimately liked. Like, if Edmund McMillan from The Binding of Isaac reached out to me, or a third party reached out to me to advertise Tapeworm, his new one of his new games, or Mugenics, the upcoming one he's working on, or Repentance, I would do it, and I'd do it for free because I believe in this product. Like, I have put so many hours into The Binding of Isaac, I will stand behind it and go, no, this is a good product, this is a fun game, I have no problem attaching my name to it. But Raid Shadow Legends, I don't know. Yeah, the Internet Historian one was good, I agree. Is this a Riot stream or a gaming stream? It's such a boring Riot stream that it became a gaming stream. That's the sad part. You're talking about slap boxing. So let me turn up the volume on their end. But yeah, this not much of a Riot stream tonight. Not much going on. We'll lay the smackdown on your ass in Magic the Gathering Arena. Love Isaac. It's no joke, it's one of my favorite games of all time. I don't have... Well, I was going to say, I don't have a lot of video game stuff in my house, and then I took a look. I'm like, no, you redecorated recently. I put up... There's a Twin Peaks poster. Or it's not much of a poster, but we'll just say it's some decoration. I've got Doom Guy holding Daisy, his rabbit. It's like a painting, portrait. It's great. I've got another Doom poster that looks really cool. A 1950s style, maybe not 1950s, maybe like 1920s, 1930s style pulp cover of Metroid. That one's really fucking cool. I have a Final Fantasy VII under the same style. It's in pulp. And then I have my big poster, which is a Binding of Isaac one that has like all the monsters, and they included it with the Kickstarter. So yeah, favorite game of all time, but I will say, Magic the Gathering, you will kick my ass. I am not into Magic the Gathering. I have friends that are, but it's not my thing. Twin Peaks is legendary. Dude, it really is. It's not even the overall story, it's the crafting of the story, right? The dialogue, the characters, the world they build. My wrench back, ass. Yeah, I'll give you your wrench back. But just know that the wrenches come and go. Come and go. Sorry, I muted myself there for a second. Somebody said, never seen Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks is really good. It might require a certain appreciation of how movies are made. And it might require a certain taste of, like, art, I guess. But it's really good. I love Twin Peaks.
How dare you!
What do you do with a girl like Laura? Well, the overall point, I mean, I can't say this for sure, but what I got out of it is Laura Palmer represents every person, right? Every human being in this world is a combination of virtue and lack of morality. We are somewhere between angels and demons, caught in the middle. We have both good and bad about us, and that's what she was. She was the answer to this idea of these short hour-long mystery murders where the person didn't matter at all. Just another face with no past, no character, nothing. But Laura Palmer had this intricate identity that made her what appeared to be a real person. Like, you see how people mourn for her in Twin Peaks. It's similar to how somebody would mourn for somebody in real life. Whereas in TV, it's just kind of meh. But that one takes it seriously as if it's something that happened. Alright, so Portland cut out. We'll bring that one up a little bit bigger on the screen.
For people that don't know, that's some Sublime playing.
There we go.
Talking about the riots in 1992. We're like almost 18 years out of date.
Leave that up on screen. Fire Walk with Me. Oh man, what a fucking movie! I know a lot of people don't care for it, Fire Walk with Me, but there were a lot of really cool things in that movie, and it goes more into the interesting lore of like the Black Lodge and things like that.
Oh, hold on.
Freedom Elf. I loved Twin Peaks the second time I watched it. Me too. It took me watching it a second time to really appreciate it. Then again, it also took me having to watch Blue Velvet to really go, oh, David Lynch, and then watch Mulholland Drive. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, I still haven't seen Eraserhead, which I want to watch.
Alright, here we go. That's what this is. I don't know what that is, man.
So I don't know what he's advertising there, but
Sounds kind of gay, to be honest.
some sort of thing.
Traps are gay. Don't tell anybody.
Do you think Antifa ran out of brick money, or all got arrested? They ran out of brick money.
About traps.
That gum you like is coming back in style.
Tell you they aren't.
That's one way of putting it. Season 3.
Point handy?
What a way to come back.
Well, I don't know where he stands on that issue.
The Twin Peaks beginning theme song is ethereal. Oh, it's so good. I prefer Laura Palmer's theme.
90% battery though, and I don't
The really intense. I think it's the outro song. A really intense piano song that plays.
See how fast this shit drains this battery. But let's get in there and see if the fucking shit pops off.
We heroes, yeah. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Speaking of bricks, Wilkes Barre, Pennsylvania Walmart. Look it up today or yesterday. Another pallet of fucking bricks was just left outside of a local Walmart. Yeah, apparently there's a company called Acme. Just like Wile E. Coyote. Acme.
You're not the Joker? Oh shit. Hell yeah.
Okay, so we have an update for Seattle. Let me see if they've updated anything for Breaking 911.
I don't know, you're in whiteface.
We'll see if we can find anything in Seattle.
Are you sure? Alright. Alright. Yeah, you know what? If I were you, I wouldn't wash it off. It's beautiful.
It's not beautiful.
Oh, stop that.
I think I might climb a tree and get high so I don't die.
Alright, let's switch.
Get high off what?
These people don't look like they're about to do anything but get spun. This is from Seattle.
Love you, Janie.
So somebody just sent me a message that on the police scanner, the police in Seattle were just ordered to take defensive positions, meaning that it might be heating up shortly. And if that being the case, I am going to take this as an opportunity to walk stretch, get my blood going a little bit. I will be back shortly. I will turn up the volume on the clip, and I'll be right back. Well, I was going to be right back, but it looks like the stream just froze. Yeah. Let me see if we can find another one. Seattle. Seattle. So maybe there's something being blocked right now because if they're being ordered to take defensive positions and then all of a sudden this live stream we're watching just freezes. See, I'll leave that up. Volume way down on my end. Do you mean the volume is way down in the clip because the clip isn't showing any audio at all, as it is frozen completely? This wasn't the Battle of Seattle I was hoping for. Remember when they protested the World Health or not the World Health, the World Trade Organization? They used to go after massive global companies, and now it's just demanding that police bend the knee. It's harder to deepfake when it's live. That's true. Well then. Oh, hey, look at that. It's a loading. Let's refresh. Oh, I see. Here's what I can do. I'll just mute that audio channel in case the volume's really high. Trying to become more mindful of that. Alright, so this one resumed here.
Yeah, I really hope it does end peacefully. Whoever said that, I sure hope so. I hope you hope so. It could end right now if the police just walk the fuck away and
just let us do whatever we want.
Their families, as some people were suggesting, was just the worst thing that was happening, was that they couldn't go to their families right now.
Hold on, just a second, chat.
So if the police would go home and go to their fucking families.
Alright, we got another view here. There we go. And I can switch the volume at any time to the other clip. 17 frames. 144. 144, okay.
Yeah, seriously, Omari needs to rest everything. He goes non-stop.
Alright, so I switched audio to the one on bottom. These are both in Seattle. Politically Incorrect with $4.99. Thanks for streaming and putting the effort of actually covering this, even though some of it's boring. Are you going back to a normal job soon? I mentioned this a little bit earlier. So yeah, first of all, you're welcome. Thank you for the $5. And yes, I start work on Friday. So, I don't know when the next time will stream. I'll stream tomorrow. I don't know when, but seeing as it's my last day off, I'll stream sometime tomorrow at an earlier time. In the future, it might be the normal 12:30, maybe even 11 o'clock by the time I can get home. 12:30, maybe 1 o'clock by the time I can get home, 1 o'clock my time. So I'll either have to start doing morning live streams again or something in the afternoon before work. But yeah, I'm going back to work. So again, you guys have been very, very generous with me, and thank you. Because I normally wouldn't have brought up what's going on, but considering that I brought up my unemployment, and I do think, like, I was able to notice a clear increase in the amount of monetary support for the channel since I got, you know, that bad news. So it would be straight up unethical for me if I didn't mention to you guys, hey, I'm doing okay, I start back work again. So yes, I will be back. I don't know what the stream will be, or the stream schedule will be, but I'll still be around. But I'm going to be going back to where I see the umbrellas. You'll notice it's not raining. Curious, isn't it? But yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. These people are just going to go out there and look at their phones. I don't think anything's really going to happen, but... You got a job and I probably lost mine. Shit, man, that sucks. Sorry to hear that. Although I noticed that you don't have a wrench, so I could give you a wrench. It's not going to make anything better, but there you go. Not even a silver lining, like a bronze lining. Anyway, now that I've got this going, I'm going to step away for a minute. Stretch. I don't even need to grab myself a drink, just need to stretch, really. But I'll be back.
And then we've got Jessica's. Oh my God, what's up? Jessica Frost has her live stream up there, which I think shows how many people there are. And then Omari had his. So I think people have multiple streams up.
We're leaving, not for one damn second! Hell yeah, we will be! Every day, 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 every day,
I was going to switch the audio over, but there doesn't seem to be audio on the clip on top here, so... Yeah, that's how it was. That's how it is where I live too, the Divide. I was very fortunate to get a phone call today. Probably a lot, honestly. Money printer broke, you're just a citizen. They don't sound very enthusiastic. To be fair, they've been doing this for like, what? A week plus now? 8 days? So many white nationalists. That's some really compelling blackface they have, right? Like, Robert Downey Jr. couldn't do blackface that well. So, all these white supremacists, you know, really doing everything they can for Black Lives Matter. Based white nationalists showing everyone that Black lives really do matter. I noticed that the same brainlets who called the Hong Kong protests bad and mean are calling this justified. I've noticed that as well. There were a strange assortment of anti-Hong Kong shills during the protest. I remember seeing Sargon of Akkad even have a really brainlet take about how the Hong Kong protest was mostly violent. Like, he compared them to Antifa. And I don't know. I'm all for every nation being sovereign and the people being responsible for their own destiny. That doesn't mean I avow a person being lit on fire. But yeah, I did see a lot of anti-Hong Kong people or anti-Hong Kong protest people come out, and now that it's kind of the other way around, they'll use the same logic of why something is bad and apply it to the other side when the situation is very similar. New stream starting at 2:31. Is there a new thing, you think? Way off Sargoym, still emotionally damaged by the election results. No, I for sure, but I saw a brainlet take of his and it made me laugh. A friend of mine had never seen the interview he gave on I think it was BBC or maybe it was Sky. And yeah, we watched through that the other day, and it was funny because he's mostly unacquainted with this side of the internet. So I'm showing him this interview, and I didn't even have to explain it to him beforehand. We talked about it afterward, where you're watching this and you want to cheer on Sargon, right? Because you agree with what he's saying, but he goes the absolute worst way of getting his point across, and it comes off like a complete smug asshole. And it was fun to watch because I'm watching him just sit there with his face in his hands, going, "No, what are you doing? What are you doing?" So it can't be helped. Samuel Kroger with $1.99. Would you give it all up to invade Iraq again? Of course. Mission accomplished, sir, and mission accomplished again. It's like playing through a video game on hard mode. I already beat it. Let's do this one more time. Why contain it? Why contain it? Let's spill over to the schools and churches. Let the bodies pile up in the streets. In the end, they'll beg us to save them. Dr. George beat COVID. That's really... He has the antibodies, folks. He's going to save the entire world. Hold on a second, chat. New Game Plus, exactly. Speedrun Iraq, any percent. %, no glitch category. That's the thing about speedrunning, right? I think it's a very interesting hobby. I thought about, and this was before I saw the other channels started popping up with it, so it would be a saturated market now, but I wanted to do a documentary series. Maybe I'll do this when I'm a little bit better at editing, because I can still, there's a lot I can learn still. But a documentary going over not just the progress of how a speedrun has been refined over years, like Summoning Salt does. There are a few other, Speed Docs I think is another one, but Summoning Salt is top tier. Really, really good channel. But I wanted to also, at the end of the video, give you like a guide on how to replicate every current glitch and exploit that they use for whatever game it might be. So say, hey, this is about any percent, and after the end of the history, it's like, all right, well now, here's how you do it, and do a speed run at a very moderate pace, so just so you can show off the glitches you need to do and how to do them. I find just some of it's so impressive how they'll get it like a three button input all at once when they needed to hit on a single frame or within a period of like 2 or 3 frames. Yeah, I'll replace the one on the right, as there is no volume and nothing really going. For some reason, when I grab links from chat, it puts studio at the front of it, so it makes it, I have to edit the link. There we go. Yep. I've been making this joke all week with my friends. Hey dude, race war! These dudes will absolutely copyright claim this fucking shit, but I don't really care.
Hey Bill! Bill! Hey Bill! Hey Dave! Hey! Dave. Shh! What's going on? Come on! Wendy's sleeping. Come on, man! What? Don't wake her up. Come on, let's go! Race war! Race war? Come on, Bill! Race war! What do you mean?
He means race war, dude. Come on, man, race war. Bro, we talked about this. You want to grab a girlfriend? Oh, wait, she's Italian, right? Whew. I like how even the whitest kids you know were woke on the Italian question.
Shout out you and your friend Michael, David and Michael. Sure, hi. Oh, look, another COVID person. Christy, aren't you tired?
You know the R White Goose is woke on the GQ and had to apologize and recant? They still kicked his ass out of AGDQ. He has a thread, I think, on Kiwi Farms. I haven't read all of it, but somebody sent me some of it. I mentioned that I watched his stuff on his stream a while back. And there's some embarrassing stuff there, but man, compared to the shit I've seen these past few weeks, man, I don't know how R White Goose even stands next to some of the like legendary fucking cows we've had these past few years. Like legendary. The thing I remember about R White Goose is that he is admitted to making sock accounts that not only promote his stuff, but like he talks to himself. And then the sock accounts, you know, R White Goose is a cool guy. Yeah, he sure is. Wink. You know. And when he admitted, he's like, I thought it was a funny troll. Maybe. But Either way, he makes good videos. I like our White Goose. What am I talking about? I'm just responding to somebody in chat that was talking about a, I guess you could say it's a speedrun commentary person. I don't know. He does speedrun 007, I think. Well, you know, tonight has been so exciting that I've had to devolve into video game speak like 4 times. So, we love Israel more than Coach Red Pill here. Whoa, hey buddy, don't make me choose between the two things. Those two things. Perish the thought.
Care about COVID because you're actually just a fucking racist. Take your shit and go home. Get out of here.
Yeah, man, GoldenEye.
Go to sleep.
No, he's a decent. I like his stuff. Doesn't mean he's not a funny individual, but he makes good content. Is that the guy who ran the line? I don't know what you mean. I dare you to Halo 2 no glitch speedrun Legendary. I don't even know I could beat Halo 2 on Legendary anymore. I know I did it when I was in high school, but you know, I'm an old man now.
Exactly, Chandra.
Mouthy Buddha's new video was fucking wild. Man, I should check it out. I wanted to watch his Epstein video. He makes good shit. I'll check it out. I didn't know he had uploaded. Are they chanting I can't read?
There's no comfortable way to sit here.
Pick up a book! It's really like Chris Rock said. You want to hide your money? Put it in your books. Do a stream with Leo Pirate to prove you're not the same person. Do we have similar sounding voices? Because I think he has a decent... Like, I thought he has a decent sounding voice, so... Like I said, I'll take that as a compliment. Although I have been paying attention what's been going on this past week. Kind of feel bad because I feel like I'm mildly responsible. It would take me a minute to explain that, and I care not to go into it, but... You know... If you guys remember, Coach came through here the day prior to Leo getting the boot, and I may have said a thing or two about. I was honest about Leo. I think Leo's all right. I thought he was good in This Week in Nectar, but he seems to have. He seems to be Leo going his own way. So what can you do? I listened to some of the 3-hour stream the secret recording with him and Godwinson. So it's a weird thing to try to feel so paranoid that a friend of yours, right, a person you do shows with regularly, you have to record the guy secretly because you feel like his views in private would expose him if you made them public. To even do that to somebody you know, let alone somebody you do a show with regularly, it speaks to a level of paranoia that's really bad. I understand why he's so paranoid, to be fair, but you're best off never trusting anybody on the internet. And if you are the one with OBS going check beforehand, before recording, you know the intent. That demonstrated to me his intention. And I'm loving the back and forth. I saw that he had re-uploaded This Week in Nectar, but where it was Godwinson, the video of Godwinson in the clip, he replaced it with a snake. You know, funny. But yeah, he got dropped. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention is I know our sound quality comes and goes here, but when I edit videos, I try to be really diligent about making sure all of the audio levels match in the editor. Pardon me. Voice was getting a little scratchy there. Now, there in Audacity, there is a... I don't want to fuck up the stream, but I was going to open it up and bring it up. There's an effect called compressor, and you can bring together the different audio levels to meet like a medium. So that way you don't have to go through and manually click through it. So that was one thing I wanted to say to those guys. Like, it's just what you do. Finish the stream, put it in a video converter to put it to like an MP3. Throw that in Audacity, which is a free program, and it's really good. You can do all sorts of... It only takes a minute too. You can like add bass and treble and all of that. You can equalize the sound, but more importantly, you can use the compressor, which will normalize the audio and make it so that way the people who are speaking loudly and the people who are speaking at a low volume, they're evened out. And it's really straightforward and easy to do. I've learned to do that recently. I still manually, when I edit videos, manually go through with the volume, but it's easy to do, and not just for them, but for everybody. If you plan on doing like podcasts or something like that, you can match it up in OBS, but as you've seen here, it's not incredibly accurate. So yeah, just run through after you're done in Audacity, and you can balance the audio automatically with the right settings. It's fairly straightforward, but yeah, a little advice for Kraut. I know he did a fine job the other day. Funny intro, by the way. The I don't know what it was exactly. It was like a narration. That made me laugh. That was funny. Keep that up. But yeah, Kraut, man. It's an Audacity. It's free, and it will make everything sound very, very crisp. Very crisp.
I got no rope, man.
Handbrake is a pretty good converter. I use any video converter. It has everything in it. I can convert to fucking anything. It can be a bit overwhelming at times. Let's see, I gotta catch up on chat here. Pants up, don't loot. I can't breed? Oh, it's breed. I thought it was I can't read. Aren't you more of a This Week in Hector? Oh, fucking got him. Fucking got him. It's been confirmed. My new job is actually at a taco truck. How did you guys find out so quickly? Can you critique the occult view on conspiracies? The occult view of a gay cross-dressing black man, but she is legit. I've never heard of that person. I'd have to take a look. I am admittedly uninformed. Okay, so I'm reaching the point in chat where we must have been talking about like Leo Pirate. I liked him in Backyard Bloodsports. It was a smaller version of the Kumite, and it was way more of a grab bag. Like the randomness of the types of people they could pull for that was way wider. They would get a lot of like kill stream tier guests, like your Richard Spencer, your Colette, your Eric Strikers. They would bring on a lot of white nats, and I liked what they were doing. I know they had a fallout, not just with Tonka, but with internally as well. But I liked what they were doing. So I kind of been cheering for this whole time, to be quite honest with you. But man, that recording... it's all just dumb internet shit at the end of the day. Coach gets the helicopter too? No, dude, that helicopter is a drone. And he's flying it. Josh is imploding. I've been following that for a minute too.
Yes, those cones are there in case they gas.
I see that him and Ralph are going at each other pretty hard. Like Ralph's wanting his thread removed. He was saying in his Discord that Josh was going to remove Internet Famous, which Josh has come out now to say that is a lie. Just imagine how pissed off Ralph would be if Josh was willing to bury the hatchet with Dispatch and he just hosted the thread on ethanralph.com. Imagine how pissed he'd be. I'm not saying he should do it because, you know, ethics and internet trolling. I didn't learn this until recently, that, you know, it wasn't about having fun or having a laugh. It was about ethics in posting in Kiwi Farms, and I didn't know this until recently. So that would be against my code of ethics, and I would disavow that, but man, he would be pissed. Boy, would he be mad. Okay, I gotta actually catch up with chat. Prisoner. I'm a little behind. I'll be back in a second. Play Star Wars actor John Boyega's from Protest today. That guy sucks. I'm glad they hyped him up like they were gonna make him a main character, and then he became a fucking a side character, like a minor character in the end. Yeah, fuck that guy. I'm not surprised that he was at the protests. We could probably bring up the clip here in a little bit, but I believe you. Kraut's back? Kind of. He's their sound technician at the moment, / co-host for This Week in Nectar. Kraut can be funny sometimes. Not all the time, because the second half of his part in the beginning, the clip, I didn't think was funny. Like, I know what he was doing, and the delivery was bad. But the first part, my sides were literally in outer space. That's the most people need to realize that if you're not having fun, no one else is having fun either. Have fun with it. Even if it's not funny. At least if you're having fun, that's what really matters. Gamergate 3 is coming. Sargon wants Biden to retweet him. Well, Gamergate 3 was Donald Trump confirmed to be watching the kill stream on DLive. That was Gamergate 3. We're now in Gamergate 4. But like most things, when things get to the 4th iteration, they usually start to get a bit lackluster. Joaquin is actually king of pole. If they sounded a little more alike, I could buy into that. Do I listen to Alternative Hypothesis? I've seen one of his videos, but that's the thing. I dislike most people, but I like most people putting their views out there on the internet, making videos. I like grassroots video production, right? So other content creators that make things that are similar to myself, I don't follow any of them. It gives me an overdose of things I might otherwise show interest in, and then when it would come time for me to make a stream or a video, I would just kind of get bored with it. On top of that, it would water down my opinion to be more like whoever I was watching. So as far as stuff I watch on YouTube, which I don't even watch Netflix or Hulu, so I watch a lot of stuff on YouTube. But I watch a lot of history of channels and review channels. I love Red Letter Media. Civvy. Civvy's hella good. Civvy 11. I mentioned Summoning Salt. Who's the other one? I watched Northern Lion. He's this Canadian Let's Player. I don't watch him very often, but I'll watch his Binding of Isaac videos. And his Hitman videos are so good. They're really funny. He's a fun guy. And there are a few others too. Fact Fiend is really good. None of the other ones because I watch a lot of channels, but those are the first ones that come to mind. I'm going to sleep. This is hit boredemic. Yeah, man. I was expecting some action too, but it looks like these folks have already gotten their sneakers. There are no more sneakers. You need a tarred helmet and a parrot in order to run OBS. I get the reference. Give us a quick outline of King of Pole. I think he might be able to hook you up if you ask him. He's a pretty down-to-earth guy. He'll probably send it to you. There's a lot of things to say about the guy. He's always come off to me as pretty down-to-earth, even if he's a little, Imagine working with Trout. I mean, I'm not going to speak for them at all, but as outrageous as the Discord ops seemed at that time, the way they get straight autistic, that side of the internet about ops, just whenever ops is afoot, it just justifies whatever they might do. They'll do something way more lame than ops, but then claim that it's okay because it was because of ops, and a lot of times they'll call ops when no ops were occurring. Yeah, I think that even if Kraut did some questionable shit in the past, right, and I'm not avowing any of it, right, but I will say this: the people that I was friendly with were engaging in things that were far worse than what Kraut ever did. Point blank. Give me a rundown on King of Pole. I think he could probably be most well known for posting on Kiwi Farms. I know of him most for the streams he did with the group of people surrounding Ross. I don't know if you guys remember that strange fellow Ross. I don't even know how to go into him, but he was doing like interviews with those people, and I remember watching those. I forget how I even stumbled across it. I didn't even know that's who that was at the time. I'm like, oh shit, that's King of Pole. But he's more well known for being a Kiwi Farms user and a bit of a vilified figure on that side of the internet. Mr. Mediker did a video on it. That would be the best way to get a rundown, because I don't think anyone else was really that interested. I mean, after Jim does a video on it, it's kind of dead at that point. Most of the time. But on the forums, he's kind of known as a guy that might make a larger claim with smaller evidence. It's kind of like his MO in a way. I think he's gotten better over time, but that's kind of what he's known for. So at one point, he was banned from Kiwi Farms, and I remember there was a stream This Week in Nectar. No, it was the Four Horsemen one, where Godwinson had him unbanned, like, live on the stream, and then he apparently sent Josh, like, a heartfelt email. It was something else. So he really loves that community. But yeah, I don't really know what there is much to say on the guy. It's about as much as I know about him, other than some videos he was producing under the name The Exceptional Detective. Yeah, I guess that about does it. I mean, you could mention that some people were giving him shit for a minute, for, oh, this guy is really into Jim. Man, I've seen people that are way weirder about Mr. Mediker, man. I mean, let's be honest. There is a dude who comes by these streams pretty often. Very friendly fellow in chat, but somebody sent me the video of him cosplaying as Mr. Mediker, and I damn near wanted to shoot myself. The most out there person I know is Terry A. Davis. You know this is a bore fest, right, chat? Like, the fuck these people. Can I show you guys something that's going to be way more interesting than this? Yeah, I'm not even ones in chat. I just don't care. I'm gonna do it. He's another. Let's just call him Terry A. Davis Light. Huh? How about that?
I am so mad.
I'm just so fucking bored, chat. I'm trying here, man. Joaquin doesn't sound like a Fed, but he's probably a Fed. I don't think he is. But I see why people think that he is. Just that whole side of the internet. There's so many Feds, just in general, out there fedding. Okay, so I do have to find the video first. Just gonna close that. Change that around a little bit. And I don't want to ruin it for anyone that already knows this guy. Are you a Fed? Well, you are now. Now that you had to ask. Hey, get off. Off the table.
What are those numbers on your arm?
Oh, that's the date my dad died. He was a fireman. Died in a fire.
Off.
Oh my god,
Off the table.
Don't be. It's fine.
I know that you're happy that you can reach higher areas now, but that is a no. Hey, paper. Paper? Want to go catch it? Go get it. Sorry, we had a noodle interruption there. Oh, I've never laid a hand on that cat besides petting her. She is a spoiled kitty. All right, so let's bring this up here. This is Martin Cabello.
Cocaina. No. Flour. Somebody just asked me why I hate the military. Some Preparation H and KY jelly. Because this post is a pain in the ass. But it's beneficial on the whole. Somebody asked me why my friend Josh blew himself up with his 2 children. I've done it with French toast. Here's my gas can. My brother Josh blew himself up and his 2 kids. The librarians.
All right, I'll rewind it.
Blew himself up and his 2 kids. Somebody asked me why my friend Josh blew himself up with his 2 children. I've done it with French toast. Here's my gas can. My brother Josh blew himself up and his 2 kids. The librarians. As you're requested, I met a human. We're going to talk about stroking Ernie's Red Rocket. Have here my genetic protocol and my eggs. Put my rhyme on him. Right.
Absolute
Quantum
beast.
mechanics. A injured internal organ leaking. Oh shit, Lord. Anxiety. Sexually exploited children. Cocksucker! People was asking me about people coming into my house and assaulting me and my wife and hurting us and stuff. They keep coming, and I'm supposed to kill some people or blow up a school or shoot up a police department or something like that, and they promise to leave us alone.
Classic. That's Martin Cabello. Just he tags the military in all of his videos. We'll lad. What an absolute fucking madman. She's just trying to get that bug. Something flying anyway. Getting her exercise in. Yeah, I started writing down when and how much I feed her. Anyway, we'll catch up with chat and probably Noodles of Bug Chaser. Oof. Alright. Alright, nothing new on Breaking 9-1. I guess there is a new video that has surfaced of George Foreman succumbing. Unfortunately, he didn't tap out. He was supposed to tap out, but he did not tap out. And the rest, as they say, is racism. I can hear her going for it. Anyway, chat. Let me bring up this here. Florida police investigating new video showing officer with knee on suspect's neck. And remember, this is apparently, I need to look up more on this, but a friend of mine was telling me that this is an IDF tactic. That these people, a lot of police officers are getting flown out, free trips to Israel, so they can train from the IDF. And wouldn't you know it that this is, apparently, he told me anyway, an IDF military tactic. Yeah, Michael E. Jones, Michael E. Jones, right? Yeah, he covered it. Okay, maybe I'll check that out. Alright, with that, Low effort, knee to the neck. Really, though. The Chris Benoit of our time. Maybe that's not the right one. That's the right one.
No.
It's a good... No, Martin Cabello is a funny dude.
No, Juice. Forget Juice. Forget Juice. No, Juice.
Martin Cabello, everybody.
No San Francisco cocksucker. No.
So with that, we'll play the credit sequence. Well, I didn't update the title. Okay, I fucked it up. It's Riot Night 8, June 3rd. But thank you for coming by the show tonight. And remember, be yourself, because you might find yourself by yourself, and anybody can learn from their own mistakes, but it takes a wise guy like yourself to learn from the mistakes made by others. Quick reminder, persistence always overcomes resistance. Peace, everybody.